Well. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Freeman Motorsports. I'm your host, Jack Freeman, and today, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, for the Ambetter Health 400 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Fords were fast in practice and qualifying. Can anybody beat them? That's the question we are all asking ourselves today. Let me know in the chat who your pick is to win. We got 400 miles, 260 laps coming up here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's a cold one down in Georgia. The high today just 46 degrees, the low 26 degrees. And that has provided for some really interesting racing all weekend long. The track has been really grippy, but also just extreme tire wear. Fresh tires do matter, almost like the old Atlanta before they repaved it and remodeled it. So yes, there's still pack racing, but quite a bit of chaos has ensued throughout the weekend. Will that trend continue today? We're about to find out. Thanks to everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Looking at everybody starting to file in. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody watching. Yeah, the green flag, or actually the drivers have not started their engines yet, so I'd imagine the green flag probably about 10 minutes away still. Looking at the poll, we got 2 votes already. Somebody voting for Larson, somebody voting for Harvick. Yeah, your top 8 on the starting order are all Fords. They had some extreme speed in the single car qualifying session. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to transition to race pace, but we'll find out here pretty soon. But we're going to go through your starting order, ladies and gentlemen. On the front row, you have Joey Logano, your 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion. He's come off of a couple rough weekends in a row. He's looking for a solid result today, and he's got his teammate, the 2022 Daytona 500 winner, Austin Cindric, starting his outside. And it's a Penske lockout of the top 3 positions as Ryan Blaney will roll off in third. Further beyond that, to his outside, the number 6 of Brad Keselowski, who's been off to a really hot start here in 2023. He said it in his pre-race interview that today he expects nothing less than a win for that team. They've been putting together for some solid results, so he is looking forward to finally getting that first victory with RFK. And on row number 3, you have the number 10 of Eric Almirola, who's been off to a rough start here in 2023. He lost his wheel last weekend in Phoenix, resulting in him being one of the only cars to DNF from that race. And starting to his outside will be the number 4, Kevin Harvick, in his final NASCAR Cup Series season. He had a solid qualifying run and almost won last weekend in Phoenix if it wasn't for that late race caution. So close. Can he seal the deal this weekend? In row 4, the number 17 of Chris Buescher, and his outside, the number 14 of Chase Briscoe. And your first Chevrolet will roll off in 9th, Kyle Larson. After that big penalty this past weekend, he's looking to recover some serious points here today in Atlanta. He's had bad luck at the super speedways in the past. Maybe things will finally go his way today. And starting to his outside, the first Toyota on the field, Christopher Bell will roll off in the 10th position. In row number 6, the number 24 of William Byron and the number 34 of Michael McDowell, who's trying to keep up his solid momentum from a week ago in Phoenix. And in row number 7, the number 3 of Austin Dillon, who's had a really tough back-to-back weekends at Vegas and Phoenix. Did not really run very well at either race, and he's looking to get things rolling his way again here this weekend. And his outside, the number 11 of Denny Hamlin, who's fresh off a penalty of his own this past weekend for crashing Ross Chastain on purpose. And on row number 8, the number 48 of Alex Bowman and the number 45 of Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick is feeling a bit under the weather, so that is something to keep an eye on. John Hernimacek is ready to substitute in for Reddick at any time, so we'll see if Reddick can tough it out here today. And rolling off in row number 8, the number 8 of Kyle Busch, and his outside, the number 1 of Ross Chastain. I'd imagine both of those guys are going to be factors in today's race. And in row number 10, the number 23 of Bubba Wallace, and the number 31 of Justin Haley, who had a very big penalty last weekend, as well as the Hendrick guys, and now he is currently, I believe, 40 points negative, 40 points in the hole right now. So that is a big barrier that he's going to have to overcome. And I'll catch up on the chat here pretty soon, but we're just going to finish out this starting order. Rolling off in row number 11, you have the number 9 of Josh Berry, who is still filling in for Chase Elliott, and to his outside, the number 42 of Noah Gregson. In row number 12, the number 38 of Todd Gillen, and the 41 of Ryan Preece. Rounding out your top 25 is the number 99 of Daniel Suarez, and in starting 26th is number 77 of Ty Dillon. Rolling off in row number 14, you have the defending NASCAR Daytona 500 champion, the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and the 43 of Eric Jones. And rounding out your top 30, the number 19 of Mark Truex Jr., and the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger. In row number 16, the number 7 of Corey LaJoie, and the 51 of Cody Ware. In row number 17, the 21 of Harrison Burton, the 15 of J.J. Ely. And rounding out your field, the number 54 of Ty Gibbs and B.J. McLeod. And the command to start engines has been given, so we are waiting the green flag. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Currently at 3,435. Appreciate it. We got 10 people in here. We're up to 8 likes. I appreciate it. Looking at the chat, though. Kenneth Clark, yeah, let's go racing today. Ball, good afternoon, good morning, and evening in the middle of the night to NASCAR fans everywhere. Just checking in because you found a TV again. That's good, NASCAR guy and Corn Dog. Ball, how did you lose the last one, Corn Dog? Oh, anyways, Orange Crush 83. Bell 20 is going to take this. That's a bold pick there. I think it's a Ford's race to lose. I'll put it like that. I think even though this track has become almost a one-groove racetrack this weekend, I think that is going to make, even though in the pre-race, Brad Keselowski said that manufacturers and stuff like that, that's not going to play a factor today, but I feel like if you got like a bunch of Fords lined up at the front of the field and they are content to run single file, it'll make it really hard for anybody to develop a second line to pass them. T-Van, Josh Williams needs to sub for Reddick. They need to get Williams in that car, not Nemechek. That would be great. Mark Kirby, I hope one of the 4 old dogs wins today. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if a veteran can come out on top. Orange Crush 83, you wouldn't mind seeing Harvick win. I know. I wouldn't mind seeing Harvick win. Get that redemption after last weekend in Phoenix. Mark Kirby, Hamlin, Lagoon, Busch, or Harvick. Oh, Cody Ware's going to win NASCAR Fan 22. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I have a feeling that may not be the case. Today is not probably going to be his day. While trying to find a live cam stream, but can't say anything yet. I believe there's somebody there's some bot that's doing it somewhere. Hey, right now, though, 50% of you guys are saying Harvick to win in the bowl. 25% say Blaney, 8% say Byron, and 17% say Larson. What name should we put in the poll? Here, I'm going to end it here. I mean, right now, I definitely keep your eye on all 3 Penske guys. They qualified 1, 2, and 3. And that number 12 body armor scheme, that thing is looking nice. It's giving me spaceship vibes in the all-white with the black highlights. Joshua Brady wants Joey to win. Keselowski. You know what I see in common right there? I see that blue oval in common. Top 8, all Fords. NASCAR Fan 22, Ware, Brad, Alex, and Kyle Busch. All right. What you learned so far this race weekend? So far, what I've learned or what I've diagnosed is that this track has significantly worn down. Tire wear definitely a factor in the first 2 races. If there was a caution flag, unlike at Daytona and Talladega where tires don't really matter that much, coming down pit road and getting a set of 4 Mr. Feelgoods, 4 fresh tires, that actually might give you a good shot to work your way through the field and get out front. So tires definitely matter a decent amount. I'd also say it's no longer really a 2-groove racetrack. It's definitely you can run double file, even 3 wide if you want, but really you see a lot of guys definitely trying to run single file around the racetrack. That's just faster, and the cars are easier. It's easier to keep your car under control when you're running single file, not too wide, especially in turns 3 and 4. That seems where it's a bit more treacherous to try and run too wide. Okay, Ball. Hopefully it's legit. Busch, you're going to see a lot of that 8 this year. Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that. I think a lot of people suspected that Kyle Busch was going to find success in that 8 car, but just not so quick. Getting that win a couple weeks ago at Fontana, I think caught a lot of people off guard. Yeah, I think that's a really good sign for Kyle Busch and RCR as a whole, but The only thing it's a slight cause for concern is I know Austin Dillon, everybody knows that Kyle Busch is probably a better driver than Austin Dillon, but he has been very off the pace the last couple weeks. Austin Dillon at 3-car has run down outside the top 25 quite a bit, top 20 quite a bit. So hopefully you can turn things around for that team. Because you have one car that's succeeding so much, getting the victories, and then the other that's totally lagging behind. And it's not like Formula One where there's really the Constructors' Championship in that sense. But, I mean, it still has to play some sort of a factor, I would imagine. Yeah, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We got about 20 people in here. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get this thing up to 20 likes before the green flag. Let's get this thing up to 20 likes. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Stage 1 going to be 60 laps here today. Thanks to everybody watching right now. You would love to see Harvick win, says T-Van. I know, we got a lot of people rooting for Harvick in the chat today. He rolls off from the 6th position. I'm interested to see how long these Fords stay together at the front and if they're all trying to work together at the front or if they do just kind of fight it out amongst themselves. And I'm also interested to see if Larson or Bell can find a way to nift to the front. And also, is there a dominant lane that emerges? We saw it yesterday, especially in the Truck Series race, when they would come to a restart, the top or the first 6 drivers would all choose the outside line, meaning that 6th place to the choose cone. So the guy that was running 6th at the time of the caution would willingly start all the way back in 12th just because the outside line would be able to fly by the inside, and the inside line just could not keep up with the outside. And so I'm interested to see if the outside line is dominant again today in that sense. Almost like Martinsville, where you always want to be on the inside, and so you don't get freight trained on the outside, except the inverse. Also, the new pit road entrance. If you guys not already know, the pit road entrance for Atlanta has moved from off of turn 4 to all the way back to the entrance to turn 3, making it so that if you pit under green, you will lose 2 laps. We haven't seen many green flag pit stops yet this weekend. But we'll see if that plays a factor, especially if you were to get caught out by a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. Instead of maybe getting stuck 1 lap down, you'd be stuck 2 laps down, which is much more difficult to overcome. Bill, how you doing? Go Blaney and Harvick, Ford Power. All right. Ball Ugg Fernando Alonso should have been stripped of his 3rd place at the Saudi F1 GP. What? Why? Because they worked on the car too quickly? Didn't he have a 5-second gap anyways? Fernando supremacy. We are about to be going green here pretty soon. We'll go through our top 10 here once again really quick. It's all blue ovals at the front of the field. Joey Logano rolls off on pole. His teammate Austin Cindric to his outside, and his other teammate to his rear, Ryan Blaney, rolls off from 3rd. Then Brad Keselowski in 4th. On row number 3, Eric Almirola and Kevin Harvick. On row 4, Chris Buescher and Chase Briscoe. Then your first Chevrolet, Kyle Larson, rolls off from 9th. And Christopher Bell rolls off from 10th. Those are your first 5 rows. Yeah, stage 160 laps here today. It's a cold one down in Atlanta, only about 45 degrees outside right now, and it's only going to get colder as the day goes on and the sun starts to set. We've seen a lot of chaos in the Truck and Xfinity Series races so far this weekend. Both series set series records for the most cautions at Atlanta this weekend. I don't know if the Cup Series is going to keep that trend alive. We'll find out here shortly, as we're going to be going green next time by. Yeah, the temperature just 44 degrees right now at the racetrack. Everybody in the stands all bundled up in hoodies and jackets. We'll see if we see some team orders here on this restart. Maybe Logano's going to try and tuck down in front of Cindric, so that way there'll be 3 Penske's all lined up on the bottom here. T-Van, it's a 27 degrees in Indiana. I'm over the cold weather. Oh, I don't even, what's the weather right here? It's 30 degrees right now, so actually not as cold as where you are in Indiana. But yeah, it's just a cold one all around the East Coast, or not even really the East Coast. Indiana's not in the East, but it's a cold one all across the eastern board. But here we are to get the green flag for the Ambetter Health 400 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Joey Logano leads the field to green for 260 laps and 400 miles. The green flag is out, and Joey Logano going to tuck down in front of his teammate Austin Cindric. Not too surprised there. Now you got 3 Penske Fords all lined up on the inside line. Brad Keselowski now leads the high line as they come off of turn 2. They are still 2 by 2, about 10 rows, 20 rows deep. And now Logano going to pull ahead here just a bit. Him and Cindric. Now Blaney going to jump up in front of Keselowski on the top side. Cindric also going to slide up in front of his teammate. And the 45 of Tyler Reddick going to bail out of this lead draft. He makes it out to the top side 3 wide. He just lets off the gas, and he's going to coast to the back here. But yeah, it seems like the outside line has been the dominant line so far this weekend. We'll see how quickly they try to work it out all single file on the top side. Now Eric Almirola leads this low line. He's got Chris Buescher pushing him. Your top 3 still all the Penske Fords, as Joey Logano will lead lap number 1, and now as they come through the tri-oval, he will lead lap number 2. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now that inside line, they're trying to work forward, but already it's only down to about 7 or 8 cars on that inside line in this lead draft. Now Larson has worked his way up to that outside line. So is Eric Almirola. That leaves... Or no, I think Eric Almirola is still down there fighting on the inside. But yeah, that leaves that inside line just hanging out to dry as they are starting to fade further and further back already. It is just really hard to race side by side here at Atlanta this weekend. Now Austin Cindric all over the bumper of his teammate Joey Logano at the front of the field. And now Chris Buescher leads that inside line as Eric Almirola has gotten up into the top line. 5 laps complete here now from Atlanta. Everybody running single file inside of your top 10. Chris Buescher trying to lead this inside line, but is quickly dropping back. Everybody has just kind of moved up into that top lane. I'm interested to see where this goes if anybody tries to pull out on these Fords. But currently your top 6 all Fords. And the only outlier in the top 10 right now is Kyle Larson in 7th as that lone Chevrolet. And yeah, with no teammates or manufacturer teammates with him, I'd be surprised if Kyle Larson tries to make a move because there's just nobody to work with him. But here comes Kevin Harvick down low. He backed up a run, and now he's going to make a move to the inside of Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney. He surges all the way up to side by side with second Austin Cindric into turn 3, but nobody's going to go with him. It looks like Larson's thinking about it. But yeah, now he's going to have to see if he can find a hole up in line. He was in 5th place before he made this move. Is he going to be able to find a gap in front of his teammate? He will not be able to, and now he's going to drop back like a rock here on the inside line with no help from behind. Now, I think we're going to see quite a bit of that today. Somebody kind of backing up and letting a run build up and trying to shoot forward, but if nobody's going to go with them, they're kind of stuck. You can get a pretty big run, but it's only able to last for so long if you don't have anybody from behind helping you push. Now he's found, I believe Michael McDowell now will push him, but they have dropped all the way back to about 10th position on the racetrack. And I feel like after that result, nobody else is going to be really willing to make a move down low by themselves. Hey, thanks to everybody watching already. We've already had 100 people tune in. I appreciate it. Hey, we got 30 people in here. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Looking at the chat here, 47 degrees in Concord, North Carolina, Brian. Woo, chilly. Yeah, this is kind of like a mini super speedway, except you can hardly even run double file. They will be able to at the end of the race when they really want to, but just on this opening green flag run, I don't feel like many people are going to be trying to push the issue like that. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Let's get this thing up to 25 likes, guys. I appreciate it. Currently looking at the leaderboard, your timing and scoring. And Austin Cindric pushing Joey Logano out front as they go through turns 1 and 2. The green flag still out. Haven't seen any issues for anybody yet in this one. Kevin Harvick's going to make a move to the inside of William Byron down the back straight. We got a spinner. And Bubba Wallace is around and into the inside wall off of turn number 2. Looks like a lone car incident. Doesn't seem like he has too much damage. He was able to lock it down. Didn't hit that inside wall too hard. But, oh, he's got all the tires are flat on that car. It's going to be really hard for him to get that thing back around. Yeah, he has basically beached it on the back straightaway. All the tires are flat. This is going to be hard to recover from for Bubba Wallace. And he just doesn't look like he had any contact from anybody. He was running just ahead of Tyler Reddick and just looks like he just about lost it on his own right there. Was running with his teammate Tyler Reddick at the time, like I was saying. Here, this might be a better angle of it. Yeah, he just lost it on his own. And that's what we've seen in the other 2 series so far this weekend. It is just hard to handle on this racetrack. And just like that, just kind of goes for a spin and locks it down and hits that inside wall at the left front. Not too hard. Doesn't look like there's too much significant damage. But because all the tires have gone flat after that spin, he's stuck beached on the back straightaway. That's our first caution of the day. Yeah, that's going to be really hard for Bubba Wallace to recover from because he's going to need a push to get back to pit road, and that's going to make him lose at least a couple of laps here. Thanks, everybody, watching right now. That's our first incident of the day. Write that down, write that down. We're probably going to see quite a few more of those. Well, I have no idea how to say, or I have no idea what 9 Celsius is. Actually, I think 9 Celsius, I can't remember what the formula is, but that's somewhat cold, I think, right? Because 0 degrees is freezing. Mystical Bandit. Yay, Bubba, bye, Bubba. I see we got some Bubba hate in the chat. I mean, you like who you like, and you don't like who you don't like. I mean, Bubba Wallace, it says scored 1 lap down. I'd imagine he probably is going to lose another, but we'll see. I'm interested to see if anybody's going to pit for tires here. I don't think you would. But right now, it's Logano, Cindric, Blaney, Keselowski, Almirola, your top 5. Then Kyle Larson, the first Chevrolet, up to 6th. Then Briscoe, Hamlin, Byron, Harvick, your top 10. Then Buescher, Bowman, McDowell, Haley, Dillon, Gregson, Chastain, Kyle Busch, Reddick, Berry, your top 20. I just feel like, the Fords are slowly getting weeded out of here. They used to have all the top 8 spots. Now they have just the top 5. I'm interested to see how this restart goes. I'd imagine that you're probably going to see Logano try to pull over in front of his 2 teammates again on the restart. But that's going to give the opportunity for somebody once again on the high side to make a move happen. Over 150 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. One-fifth of the way through stage 1 here, and we already are under the yellow flag. Stupid Roofer, it's been a minute since I've seen you. How are you doing? Yeah, that Busch race yesterday was rough, and I don't know. We might be in for a repeat of that. It was like people could just not stop crashing it for the first 2 stages of that race. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Trying to look through the leaderboard. Yeah, now Bubba Wallace has lost 3 laps to the leaders. So, yeah, this is going to be really hard for him to overcome. But if we do get a lot more cautions, then maybe we'll get a couple of lucky dogs and get back in the mix. An underdog to keep your eye on when it comes to the Super Speedways, we all know Corey LaJoie was leading here on the last lap before possibly throwing a bad block on Chase Elliott. Maybe Chase Elliott made a dirty move, up to your personal interpretation. But either way, he did not come out with the victory after that one. And pit road will be open this time by, and a couple of guys towards the tail end of the field will come down. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will lead them down pit road. Another guy to keep your eye on, as always, when it comes to super speedways. Obviously, he got that win just a couple weekends ago at Daytona. Exactly, Ball. He's British, no, Canadian. Thanks, everybody watching right now. Okay. So we should get restarted here in about 2 laps or so. The only thing that does suck about this elongated pit road is cautions take quite a while, because pit road literally takes about like a whole minute just to go down. They have literally added more time to the damaged vehicle policy because they're trying to factor in for how long the pit road is at the track. And also, I feel like they should just make the damaged vehicle policy how long you're in the pit stall. Like, I don't understand why it also includes pit road length. I feel like that, I just don't understand. Because then it's like you could have somebody stay in their stall for just too long, and then like they can't get off the exit to pit road in time, and then they're DQ'd or whatever. And I'm just like, it should just be how long they're in the pit stall. So you have other factors that could play in, like what if they get boxed in by somebody and they're, when they come out of their pit stall, all of a sudden they have to get on the brakes, and that costs them like 3 seconds, and then they're over the time limit. Anyways, that doesn't matter. The only guys that hit pit road here were Stenhouse, LaJoie, Burton, Truex, Gibbs, McLeod, Daly, Preece. And actually, Bubba Wallace is only 2 laps down, so he's not out of it yet. We'll have to see how much that damage affects him, though. So your top 3, Logano, Cindric, Blaney, all going to choose that outside line. Then Keselowski will be the first to go low. Then Almirola will go high. Then Larson will go low. So like I said in the Truck Series race, nobody wanted to dare touch that inside lane. And once again, we're seeing it here. A lot of guys choosing that outside. Now, obviously, you have the Penske teammates. No surprise that they try to go together. But people are even willing. I'm sorry, it's kind of funny what they did with the graphic. Yeah, but we'll see what Logano can do on this outside line here with Cindric and Blaney in tow. More so, can Keselowski and Larson contend with those Penske guys? We'll have to see how they do on this restart. So far in this one, it's everybody versus Penske. And we're going to get the green flag here once again in this one. 15 laps down in stage number 145 to go. A Penske car has been out front for every lap so far. See some people rooting on Josh Berry today as we come to the Geico restart zone. Logano on the outside, Keselowski on the inside, and those Penske Fords all lined up together. They're going to get a really good restart here as we go down into turn 1. Into turns 1 and 2, Keselowski actually surging a little bit ahead of Logano as they go down the back straightaway. But that outside line is where you want to be through the center of turns 3 and 4. We'll see if they're able to pull ahead of Keselowski and Larson down low, and Cindric able to give Logano a really good push. Larson going to move up to that outside line. That's going to leave Keselowski out to dry. He's got no help now, and Keselowski's just going to drop like a rock here. Is he going to fall into the outside line? Yes, he will. So Keselowski slots into 4th, Larson into 5th. And it's still all 3 Penske cars out front. Logano, Cindric, then Blaney. And then you have Hamlin trying to lead this inside line. He's currently back side by side for 5th place with Kyle Larson. Logano has led every lap so far in this one. It is going to be really hard to work your way around these Penske guys right now. Hamlin now starting to lead this inside line further ahead, now side by side with Keselowski for 4th. Keselowski's teammate Chris Buescher in that inside line. I wonder if Keselowski would be willing to pull down there in front of Hamlin. That thought's got to be crossing his mind. But as I say that, Buescher pulls into that top lane, so forget about that. Now both RFK cars are in the top side, and that leaves Hamlin out to dry down low. But now Larson will pull out from 5th place to lead that inside line. Now he surges ahead. And now, what is this onboard camera? We cannot see anything as they battle at the front of the field. What are we doing right now, Fox? It's still Logano, Cindric, Blaney battling at the front, and I don't know where Larson did or where he went, but because they want to show us onboards while people are battling at the front, I don't know. That's Fox right there. That is the broadcast we have to deal with. Unacceptable. Anyways, okay, it looks like Larson just did a little leapfrog move, pulled out from behind Keselowski, and just was able to get to his inside, then slide up right in front of him. So now Larson up to 4th place. He's done a good job of slowly working his way from 9th to 4th since the start of this race. I know, Brian. I'm putting some money on Austin Hill in the next plate race that he is in that number 62 for Beard Motorsports, because he just knows how to get it done when it comes to the plate racing. Railfan60, how are you doing? Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get this thing up to 3,450 subscribers, currently 15 away. Also, let's get this thing up to 30 likes. I appreciate it. I think Gregson will get a top 10 today. Hopefully so. He's been off to a rough start so far this season. He's currently in 20th. But it's Logano, Cindric, Blaney, Larson, Hamlin, your top 5 still. Then Keselowski, Byron, Almirola, Buescher, and Harvick, your top 10. As now we are coming to 22 laps complete in this one. And those 3 Penske teammates just running nose to tail. It is going to be really hard to get them out of this lead pack. I mean, Larson, I feel like he could move down, but I just don't think the risk versus reward is there. If it was just 2 Penske cars, then maybe they could get around him. But with all 3 of them running nose to tail, it's going to take a really big run. But here comes Kyle Larson to the inside of Ryan Blaney for 3rd. He's going to surge up to side-by-side with Austin Cindric. Going to try and side draft him. There's no hole for him to fall into. But now Hamlin's right on his bumper. They're going to have a big run. Oh, but no, Hamlin's going to split Larson 3 wide. Larson in the sucker hole, but here comes Keselowski to the inside of Larson. This is going to put Blaney on the outside of 3 wide with no help. Down the back straightaway they go. Where does Keselowski go? Keselowski's going to stay to the bumper of Larson for now, trying to shuffle out these Penske Fords. And now they're 3 wide for 5th place. Byron on the inside of Larson. Blaney out top on the outside. 3 wide does not work well at this racetrack. It's tight through the tri-oval. Blaney with no help from behind doing a good job of holding his own right now. Keselowski, though, still staying loyal to the bumper of the 5. I'm really surprised that right now Blaney's able to hold on that outside line. And now it's Hamlin all the way up to 2nd, side-by-side with Austin Cindric. And now Larson going to be able to move down in front of his teammate William Byron. So Larson down to the inside line. Blaney slots back into the 3rd car on the outside. And now we're just 2x2 once again. But it's still Joey Logano out front. Now Denny Hamlin will slide up into the 3rd position in between Austin Cindric and Ryan Blaney, I believe. Oh, they're going to cut to a commercial break. Why cut to a commercial break? Oh, my goodness. How do you get that international feed? I need to find, how do you get the international NASCAR feed with no commercials? Oh my gosh, this racing is so good. What the... I gotta find, how do you get the... how do you watch the international broadcast right now? I can't find it. Oh my goodness. What's going on right now? We need to know. Bill, thank you for subscribing. Where is Harvick right now? Well, looking at the leaderboard, Harvick is currently he was in the top 10, I feel like, right? And he's in 10th right now. But oh my gosh, why did we cut away from this action? Oh my, why NASCAR? Why? It's still Logano, Cindric, and Blaney out front, so they're able to shuffle out Denny Hamlin. Then Keselowski up to 4th, Larson in 5th, Hamlin, Almirola, Byron, Buescher, Harvick, your top 10. Oh, come on, NASCAR. What are we doing? Also, Bubba Wallace is definitely off the pace with that damage. He's about 1 second a lap slower than everybody else, so today's going to be a long day for Bubba Wallace. Currently, everybody's still kind of in the lead draft right now. Your top 35 separated by just 4 seconds. Yeah, it's still Logano, Cindric, Blaney out front. All 3 Penske Fords working together. Oh, why did they have to cut the commercial break right now? It's so painful. Oh. Currently about to get to the halfway point in stage number 1. Been pretty solid racing so far in this one. Thanks, T-Van. I know the TV coverage it's painful, to say the least. Hey, we're up to 3,436 subscribers. I appreciate it. Well, it was Bill for subscribing, right? Thanks, Bill. Sup, Ted Cruz. It's maybe Bubba, when they come up to lap Bubba, maybe he'll get in the way, and that'll cause even more chaos at the front of the field. Just why these commercial breaks? Okay, I know there's like an international NASCAR feed without commercials. I'm gonna have to find out how to do that or how to get that. I don't know. I think you need probably gonna need a VPN or something, but I gotta find out how to do that. Commercial free, even if there's no broadcast or anything, like that's fine. It's fine. I just gotta see what's going on. Okay. Now Logano out front he's still out front. He's led every lap so far today as we are now at the halfway point in stage number 1. Hey, we're up to 30 likes. I appreciate it. Let's get this thing up. Let's get this thing up to 40 likes. We got 50 people in here right now. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button. You know the drill. Ball number 19. Oh, wait. Is this another ball? Or, like, what is this? I'm super confused. Is this a different ball or is this the same ball? Okay, now Kyle Larson going to poke to the inside of Brad Keselowski. What has happened to this lead draft? Now there's just 10 cars in the lead draft. This is what happened when NASCAR cuts away and nobody knows what's going on. Now this lead draft is like kind of somewhat broken away. It's like your top 10 cars or so. Still Logano, Cindric, and Blaney. Now it's just about single file all the way through the whole field. Larson and I think Byron are trying to work something out on the inside line together. But yeah, those top 3 Penske Fords have pulled away. Then Keselowski, Hamlin out on the outside. Then Larson side by side with Almirola for 7th. He's trying to find somewhere to slot into that outside line. Hey, we're up to 3,437 subscribers. I appreciate it. Trying to get 3,450. Now, Bell's got a big run to the inside of Gregson here into turn 1. He's going to pull out to the inside of Gregson. Oh, and that outside line really checks up. He's going to fly by Austin Dillon, and he's got his teammate pushing him from behind, but there's nowhere for him to slot up in line, so that may not work out for him. Now, that whatever Larson tried to do, it has not worked out. He finally, I think, found a spot in line, but he's dropped from, 5th to 10th. Okay, I got you, Ball. I got you. Now Harvick's going to get by Kyle Busch for 8th. Oh, that's because Harvick's trying to pull out to the inside, but that doesn't look like it's going to work out for him here. He's got Christopher Bell coming from behind to try and help push him forward. And now Larson going to surge ahead on the outside line. And that move to the inside by Harvick. You really need like 3 or 4 cars to all pull out in unison to really make something happen on that inside line. Like Harvick's trying. He's definitely got a fast race car, but just by himself, he's hopeless. Tried to pull out in front of Christopher Bell. The gap was not there. He's just dropping back with Justin Haley behind him. Martin Truex Jr., biggest mover of the race. He's up 18 spots. Still your top 3, all the Penske Fords. First Toyota is Hamlin in 5th. First Chevrolet is Kyle Busch in 8th. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe as we are closing in on the end of stage number 1 here in Atlanta. Only 1 caution so far today. That was for Bubba Wallace getting loose off of turn 2 and crashing into that inside wall. He's still in the race, but multiple laps down. He is out of contention now. All the cars still in this lead draft. Oh no, Gregson going to make a move to the inside of Martin Truex Jr., but doesn't look like anybody's going to go with him, and this is probably going to result in that 42 going backwards, but he's able to pull back up in line. And William Byron tried to make something happen, but now he's dropping back. Yeah, this lead draft, your top 29, separated by just 3 seconds. And Chase Briscoe with issues. He is dropping back in a hurry. We'll see if we get a listen in here. Sounds like just a really bad handling race car on the 14. That's why he's losing a bunch of positions. He has literally dropped to the tail end of this lead draft. But it doesn't seem like he has an actual mechanical issue, so that's at least a good sign. I thought he might be down on power just because of how fast he was dropping back. But it looks like things will be okay for Chase Briscoe. They just got to make some big swings, some big adjustments to that race car. Thanks to everybody watching right now. We're almost up to 400 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We got about 50 people in here. Appreciate it. Tell your friend, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your mother about Freeman Motorsports. If they're a NASCAR fan, and even if they're not. Yeah, ball 19 is the same as ball. I'm just going to call him ball still. Stupid roofer. Yes, at T-Van. Oh, wait, okay. I'm looking at the chat, looking back at the chat. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Looking at the leaderboard right now as we're under commercial break to see if we see any jumbling up of positions, anything like that. As laps close in on the end of the stage, is anybody going to be able to find a way to get these Penske cars out of the lead? Joey Logano's led every lap so far. Martin Truex Jr. has now worked his way up 21 spots since the start of this race. We'll be live next weekend for COTA on Sunday, so make sure you tune in for that. We'll most likely not be live for any action on Saturday, though, since I'll be traveling, sadly. And then, not to make it even bigger dampener on things, but I'm like 99.9% certain that we will not be live for Richmond the Sunday. After that, I'll also be traveling then. I think that's Richmond. And then Bristol, excuse me, is Easter Sunday, so that's about a 50-50 toss-up. But then after that, we should be in the clear. I know, stupid. Keselowski, it does seem like he's long overdue. He was really confident in that race car. I definitely think he's going to be a contender, but still, it's a plate track. Not plate track, but it's a super speedway. There's so many factors out of his control that are involved. I mean, you really never know who's going to win this thing until you cross the finish line. Still, your top 5 all stay the same. Still under commercial break. Josh Williams, there's a quote from him yesterday. He's like, what are they going to do, fine me? I can't afford that. Or I can't pay that. It's like saying that, not that he's worried about even getting fined. It's more so they're not getting any money from me. I don't have any money to pay them with. Logano, Cindric, Blaney, Keselowski, Hamlin, your top 5. Then Buescher, Busch, Bell, Truex, and Larson, your top 10. They all still run single file throughout basically your top 20. But yeah, if you pull out of that draft, try to make something happen down low, and you can't find a spot to slide up in, you're running about 5 to 10 miles an hour slower than everybody else that's up in the draft, and you're just hoping there's a hole for you to slot into. Oh boy. Oh, now Larson trying to make something happen down low to the inside of Christopher Bell and Kyle Busch, but there's not going to be anybody to go with him, and he's probably going to lose some more spots here. Oh, Eric Almirola way up the racetrack there in turns 3 and 4. don't know what happened to Almirola there, but he just got way up out of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We're currently with 13 laps to go in stage number 1. Logano's led every lap so far. It's the Fords out front this entire time. And they got the top 4 spots locked out. Then Hamlin, Buescher, Kyle Busch, Bell, Truex, and Suarez your top 10. Can anybody shuffle these Penske Fords out before the end of the stage? We're about to find out as laps continue to tick down here from Atlanta with just 10 to go in stage number 1. Only one caution so far today. What's up, HBTC fan? How you doing? Kenneth Clark, they will. It takes time for the cars to come up to speed. Not quite sure what you're talking about there. From northwestern PA. All right. Then you're actually somewhat closer to me, stupid roofer. Just got something in my eye. Excuse me. Just everybody kind of currently running single file. Keselowski kind of backing up there to the back of Hamlin. I definitely imagine that when we get down to it, Keselowski's definitely going to be willing to make a move here. We've already seen him make some ambitious moves and even leave some of the Penske cars out to dry a couple of times early on in this race. Keselowski just backing up to the back of Hamlin, or to the front of Hamlin, I should say. Waiting for that right opportunity to pull out on Ryan Blaney and try and make a move for the lead. But yeah, the front of the field, it's been smooth sailing for Joey Logano. He's not had to worry about anything. But everything from there on back has been pure chaos from time to time. People trying to pull out a line, trying to pick up a couple of spots. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. And then you lose about 5 to 10 spots until you can find that hole to pull back up into. Brian, how many people think the Hendrick appeal will go in their favor? I don't think it'll go in their favor. Yeah, currently, this lead draft has about top 25, 30 cars in it. Dang ball. Currently 8 to go in stage number 1. They're going to be 7 to go this time as they work their way off of turn 4. Still run single file all through the top 10. Hey, currently almost up to 450 viewers here in stage number 1. I appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Currently 13 subscribers away from 3,450. Let's get there. I appreciate it. As they work their way through turns 3 and 4. They stay in single file. Now it's going to be 6 to go this time at the line. The laps continue to click down here. I think Keselowski's going to wait till the final lap to finally try and make that move. Larson tried to pull out, but nobody went with him, and now he's losing spots again. I feel nothing but pain. Ball, what exactly happened to Hendrick? The louvers in the car were modified, and those are stock part of the car, so you're not allowed to modify them. So they all got fined $100,000 each team and docked 100 points and 10 playoff points. And their crew chiefs were suspended for 4 races. Man, Kyle Larson, what was he doing, man? He just dropped from like 9th to like 18th trying to pull out a line there. He's done this like 5 times. I don't understand why he keeps trying to pull out. It has not worked once. But anyways, yeah, the louvers, if you don't know what the louver is, it's the hood vents. The vents in the hood on these next-gen cars. So, I don't know, they must have angled them somehow. So maybe just better aerodynamically. I'm not totally sure. But now it's Logano, Cindric, Blaney, Keselowski, Hamlin, your top 5. Then Buescher, Kyle Busch, Bell, Truex, and Suarez, your top 10. Almirola, Gregson, Byron, Dillon, and Bowman round out your top 15. Then Haley, Larson, Reddick, Gibbs, and Gilliland, your top 20. Don't tell me Larson tried to pull out again. Okay, no, that was Reddick that tried to pull out and then just lost a spot. Okay. I was like, not again. Not again. For real, stupid roofer. Thanks to everyone watching right now. Okay, gonna be 3 to go, 2 to go now this time. Is Keselowski gonna make a move? And now there's going to be a move on the inside. Byron, Bowman, and Larson all pull out to the inside together. The three teammates trying to make a move to the front. And Almirola and Suarez will now pull down to the inside. So will Bell. We'll see how far this goes. Bell and Suarez trying to move to the front here. So the white flag is now out in stage number 1. Bell side by side with Chris Buescher for 6th on the racetrack. But with no help from behind, they're just going to start to drop back here once again. Oh, Kyle Busch tried to pull out. That's going to leave Truex out to dry. Now they're having to run down the back straightaway. Blaney pulls out to the inside of Austin Cindric, but nobody goes with him. Now Blaney's dropping back. Logano out front. Cindric looking to the top side of his teammate off of turn 4. Logano's going to block it. Here they come to the line. Logano will win stage number 1. Then Cindric. Keselowski just beats Blaney to the line. Then Hamlin, Bell, Buescher, Suarez, and Martin Truex Jr., your top 10. Dang, just nobody could get around Joey Logano on that entire stage. But pit stops will give us our first opportunity to break apart these Penske cars. Thanks everybody watching right now. Hold on just a moment. The free pass will be Bubba Wallace. Now he'll drop to 2 laps down or 3 laps down. Not quite sure. He's the only car 1 lap down, or only car a lap behind the leader or more. Stage number 2 will be 100 laps, and so will stage number 3. I hate this, man. I don't hate this. I strongly dislike when the stages are not broken up like 25, 25, 50. I cannot stand it when the final stage is shorter or even length to another stage. It's like, it's the final stage. Why is it? It's like it's supposed to be like this long stretch, and instead it's the same as stage 2 or shorter than stage 2 or something. I don't know. That's kind of a personal gripe, but I just don't understand it. Thanks for everybody watching. Ball 19. Yeah, you're not impressed with NASCAR and how they do things? Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, props to Todd Gillen right now, says T-Van. Where did he get finish in that stage? Currently running 18th. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I feel like he's, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. McDowell, I mean, last weekend, McDowell was running up in the top 10 the whole time, and then Zane Smith was, hardly ever sniffed the top 30. So that maybe made Front Row Motorsports rethink them kicking Todd down to the 38 for a couple of weeks. Some guys that struggled in stage number 1. Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe finishing down in 32nd and 30th. Josh Berry down in 28th. AJ Allmendinger, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece all outside of the top 25. You got to imagine they're going to be trying to work their way back to, or working their way to the front. Not really back to the front because they were never there. But, yeah, they definitely are not going to be content running back there. Still, we haven't seen really any big incidents yet in this one like we did in the Xfinity Series or Truck Series race. And we are over 500 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. I know, Brian. Harrison, he has struggled so much. Everybody's definitely rethinking the move to take Matt DiBenedetto out of that car. You know, obviously, at the time, Harrison Burton was kind of this hot prospect. Nobody really expected him to be better than DiBenedetto right away. And also, you know, he brought the funding. That's kind of that big thing, is he brought all that funding for that team. But, yeah, in hindsight, I mean, he just is so far off the pace, it seems, on a week-to-week basis. I would not be surprised if he is out of that. I mean, I don't really know who would take that ride over for him. But like in this current state, I would not be surprised at all if somebody came along with, enough funding. I mean, I would put, for crying out loud, maybe Brandon Jones. I mean, he just jumped from Toyota to Chevrolet. Maybe he'll jump from Chevrolet to Ford. I mean, if Brandon Jones, he's got that Menards money. If he were to jump up to the Cup Series level, I mean, I would not be surprised at all if he were able to take over that 21. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, even though I'd say Harrison Burton was definitely better than Brandon Jones when they were in the Xfinity Series. I mean, he is just kind of, I mean, it's still early in his career, but has definitely struggled, definitely was moved up too quickly. I agree, Brian. Well, I would say he wasn't even as good as Custer in Xfinity. I mean, Custer had, like a 9-win season when he was in the Xfinity Series. Harrison Burton has, 4 career Xfinity Series wins. Like, he wasn't the Xfinity Series champion or anything. Like, he had a promising season, but I don't think that really justified the big move up to Cup. Hey, we're up to 3,438 subscribers. I appreciate it. 12 away from 3,450. And now it looks like they're going to finally come down pit road here. I'm interested to see what happens here on pit road. I mean, we've been under caution now for 4 laps, and they still not come to pit road. I really don't understand why. I feel like I'm getting somewhat hypercritical, and maybe I just sound like a grouch right now, but there's certain things like this where I'm like, why? I don't understand why NASCAR's not being maximum efficiency when it comes to, the lap or two after the stage ends, you hit pit road. Instead, here we are 4 laps after the stage end. Now you hit pit road. It just bogs down the race pace when pace laps take a minute and a half to 2 minutes versus just 30-second green flag lap. But pit road is open, and obviously everybody coming down pit road right here. And here we are into their pit stalls. Chris Buescher's the first to get his service from inside the top 10. Everybody, I'd imagine, going to be taking 4 tires and fuel. There isn't necessarily tire fall off, but definitely, fresh tires are making a big difference in terms of grip here so far today. And being able to be in terms of handling when you're inside the draft. And the race off of pit road, Kyle Busch looks like he's going to win the race off of pit road. Did they take 2 tires? No, 4 tires. Stop. Kyle Busch just picked up 6 spots on pit road. I don't know how he did that on a 4-tire stop. I mean, he just jumped up ahead of everybody. My goodness. Yeah, was he speeding on pit road? How did he beat everybody out so quickly? We'll find him out here quickly, but now Kyle Busch has cycled out to the lead. Then it's Keselowski, Blaney, Cindric, Logano, Truex, Hamlin. Oh, wait, never mind. This is still kind of jacked up, this running order. Yeah, we'll get you an update on what your race off the pit road looks like. But Kyle Busch just leapfrogged 6 positions there. Something did not quite add up. T. Van Haley Deegan in the 21 next year. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I wouldn't even throw that out. I mean, if she were to I don't see this happening, but if she were to win 2 truck races, I would not even be shocked if somehow she was able to take over that 21 from Harrison Burton. And then we'd have 3 Monster Energy truck cars in the Cup Series. No, actually, I could see Riley Herbst taking over that seat. So far he's been off to a solid start here in 2021, 5 straight top 10s. T-Van, you like to see LaJoy in the 21 for a season at least? Right now I don't think that'd be really an upgrade. I think Corey LaJoy, actually that Spire car, I know it's still early in the season, but here, I'll look at the point standings really quick. Yes, it's still early in the season, but and this is a plate track, so you can't really justify it off of where he's running right now. But LaJoie currently in 16th. Harrison Burton in 28th. Beyond that, Corey LaJoie was running around 20th, 25th he was around 25th most of the race last weekend. Harrison Burton was 30th. Now, I don't know how much that is a driver. And we actually got a Celsius commercial with Corey LaJoie. It's actually really cool. I feel like it's been so long since I have seen a commercial with an actual driver in it. Okay, I might actually get some Celsius because of that. Now, I know most people won't just see that commercial and think that, but I just want to support them because they're actually supporting the driver. And making a commercial with the driver. I don't that's the thing. I mean, it's been talked about before, but you have all these companies that sponsor NASCAR drivers, and then even back when Larson sponsored Target or Target sponsored Larson, maybe once in a blue moon would you see some sort of Kyle Larson ad inside of a Target. I know not many people even know who he is, but it's you wouldn't even know that they sponsor Kyle Larson, or even when they sponsored the Scott Dixon for a while. Right now, Corey LaJoie, actually, I'm pretty sure in the playoff bubble after the penalties to the Hendrick drivers. Currently, Corey LaJoie is 7th in the point standings, and Harrison Burton is 27th in the point standings. Well, he's about 30 points behind him. So, yeah, I don't know if I'd really say that 21 car would be an upgrade over the 7 right now. Okay, so Kyle Busch, maybe they didn't get all the fuel in the race car, so maybe that's why he was able to get out so quickly. But we'll find out here quickly whether or not they got all the fuel inside of that 8. Currently, Corey LaJoie is 14th in the standings, and Harrison Burton is 28th in the standings. So I would say that 7 car is actually probably better than the 21, which to say that 2 years ago would be what? But, that 21 had a serious fall from grace. But here we are. Into the Geico restart zone we go. Kyle Busch on the outside. Brad Keselowski on the inside. The first time a non-Penske car has led today. A good restart for Kyle Busch on the outside line as he gets a push from Ryan Blaney. Brad Keselowski getting pushed by his old teammate Joey Logano on the inside. Your top 4 have broken away from the rest of the field in a pair of tandem drafts. Now, who's going to get that run first? The top side or the inside? Austin Cindric going to be leading a big charge on this outside. Now Joey Logano will slide up into that outside line, and that'll leave Brad Keselowski out to dry. Can Keselowski get up to that top side? Yes, he will. But now here comes Martin Truex Jr. with a big run down low. But once again, everyone trying to just get into that top side single file, and with no help from behind, Truex going to slowly start to drop. Only about 3 cars lined up on that inside. Now it's Kyle Busch out front ahead of Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Austin Cindric, your top 5. Will they try and find a way to shuffle out Kyle Busch? He's got 4 Fords behind him. Now here comes Joey Logano to the inside of Brad Keselowski, trying to leapfrog him for position. And it looks like that pass, I don't know if it's going to work out or not. There's no hole for him to slide up into. Logano now going to drop back, and he's going to be in front of Truex on that inside line. He's going to be trying to find a way to get back to the top side here quickly. Or else Logano, who led all of stage number 1, might get shuffled back here. Ryan Blaney still leads over Kyle Busch. Logano leads that inside line, and he is side by side with Brad Keselowski for 3rd. Blaney out front, thinking about pulling down in front of his teammate. No, he's going to stay up top. Here comes Corey LaJoie, who we were just talking about. He's worked his way up into the top 10 for the first time today. Here they are off of turn number 2. Logano actually doing the best job anybody has so far on that inside line, holding his own as he's currently side by side with Kyle Busch for 2nd down the back straightaway. Martin Truex Jr., especially through turns 3 and 4, it is really hard to push somebody when you're running on the inside line. And now here comes Kyle Busch trying to leapfrog Ryan Blaney to take that lead back. He pulls down low. He's not going to be able to get there. But now he leads Logano on the inside. Logano giving a good push to the back of the 8. Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney side by side for the lead through turns 3 and 4. Keselowski pushing Blaney. Logano pushing Kyle Busch. Busch going to move up off of turn 4. Going to side draft the 12 just a bit through the tri-oval. Blaney led it that time at the line. Into turns 1 and 2. Blaney out front. Kyle Busch just fighting him for this lead as they go down the next straightaway. They're still neck and neck. Your lead draft, side by side, 15 rows deep. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Kyle Busch and Blaney get tight there off of turn number 4, but Blaney once again going to surge ahead at the stripe. Logano's going to have a huge run here to the back of the 8 car through turns 1 and 2. Once again, Blaney kind of moves up off that outside line off a corner exit. I think he's just trying to run away from Kyle Busch to escape a side draft. But still, these guys just side by side at the front of the field. Neither line given an inch. Right now, Brad Keselowski, you got to know if he sees an opportunity to go in the middle and make it 3 wide for this lead, I think he might do it. And now that the 3 Penske teammates have been separated, it is a total mixed bag at the front of the field. Now Kyle Busch is going to get a good push from Logano, and Kyle Busch is out to the lead. He is clear of the outside line. He's pretty far out there, though. Blaney's going to have a big run on him through the tri-oval. Does Kyle Busch try to block it? We're about to find out. Into turn 1. Yes, he's going to move up to block Blaney, and he's able to do it. Oh, Blaney thought about making it 3 wide to the top, but decided to stay in line. But now Logano's going to surge ahead. Kyle Busch got too far out there, and that just really checked out the outside line when he threw that block. Now Logano leads through turns 3 and 4. He's side by side with Kyle Busch. Now Kyle Busch and Logano side by side into turns 1 and 2. Now it's Truex pushing Logano and Blaney pushing Kyle Busch. Logano going to be able to slide up in front of Kyle off of turn number 2. And now Joey Logano back to the front. And now Logano out to a big gap off of turn number 4. And that inside line slowly starting to drop back now. Kyle Busch pushing Logano out to the lead. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We got 60 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Currently working lap number 19 of 100 in stage number 2. Joey Logano's led more laps than anybody else as they're going to cut to commercial break once again. Looking back at the chat here. Bald, they could use Ford in the Britain and use Fiestas. I mean, Ford Fiesta's your choice. All right. Mark, Wood Brothers, 74 years in NASCAR. No one else in Cup have ever run the 21 except the Wood Brothers. Well, today it doesn't seem to be making a huge difference. As currently Harrison Burton still runs that 21 machine all the way down in 29th. But still, your entire field in this lead draft right now, every car in this race separated by less than 3 seconds. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this race has been very enthralling to say the least so far. But still, Logano able to lead over Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney. Brad Keselowski and Chris Busch are your top 5. Some underdogs having good runs right now. Corey LaJoie, Noah Gragson inside at the top 15. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. looking out for him. Up to 16th. Ty Gibbs, after starting out back, has worked his way up to 18th. Thanks for watching right now. And we are now over 600 viewers on the day. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And in terms of live streams, where that ranks so far in 2023, I'm going to have to do some quick math. Hold on. Bear with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know what? We're into the top 20 biggest live streams of the year. Top 20. So we're going to continue to work our way forward on that leaderboard. But meanwhile, back to the race leaderboard. It is still Joe Logano out front who has led all except for 13 laps so far today. He's been out front for 72 circuits. Cody Ware led for 1 lap. That must have been under pit stops or something. Then Ryan Blaney out front for 5 laps. Kyle Busch most recently out front for 7. Just 1 caution for incident so far today. That was for Bubba Wallace getting loose by himself off of turn 2. He got some significant damage to the left front. He's now 2 laps down. Luckily, without any other cars going a lap down yet in this race, he might be able to get a quick caution and get back on the lead lap. But I had mentioned everybody was staying in the lead draft except for Ryan Preece in the 41. He has now dropped to 10 seconds off the lead and 5 seconds off of the lead draft. We'll keep an update for you on that. Issues for Ryan Preece, possibly. His last lap was 2 seconds slower than everybody else in the draft. Wait for the next timing and scoring to come through. It's still Logano, Busch, Blaney, Keselowski, Buescher, your top 5. Everybody kind of single file now near the front. And last time by, once again, Ryan Preece about 2.5 seconds slower than everybody else in the draft. And at this pace, he's going to go a lap down within the next 15 laps or so, if they stay green. And yeah, that's the gap right there. That's a really good indicator. When you're not in the lead draft, you are about 3 seconds slower a lap, which is about 10% here at Atlanta. So that is a very big difference. So yeah, he is definitely in danger of going a lap down here pretty soon. But yeah, right now, the issue here is for Kyle Busch, who did not get a full tank of fuel in that car, and that's essentially why they were able to get away so quickly. But it doesn't sound like they're too worried about their current fuel situation. And if this stage does go green, we will see some form of green flag pit stops. I'm not totally sure what the fuel window is. I'm going to see if I can find that out really quick. Anybody else see the pre-race graphic on what the fuel window looks like? Yeah, currently, yes, without body modifications, William Byron runs in 11th, the defending winner of this race, trying to make it 3 in a row. And now this lead draft is kind of starting to get pretty strung out. Everybody running single file, and there's actually a bit of a gap between Austin Cindric and Martin Truex Jr. It's about half a second gap there. I mean, that will probably close up pretty quickly. But just about everybody, your top 34 are all in the lead draft, but they are separated by about 7 seconds. Where Ryan Preece will go a lap down in the next 5 laps. Thanks to everyone watching at the moment. Looking at Bob Puckers's Twitter. See if we got any storylines from on the ground. Also, an update on terms of people. Tyler Reddick said pre-race that he was feeling under the weather, and John Hunter Nemechek was ready to substitute. So far, Reddick has not complained about anything on the radio, so he should be good to go. Still, not even to the halfway point yet in this one. But now your top 5 starting to kind of break away from the rest of the field. Logano, Busch, Blaney, Keselowski, and Buescher and Cindric kind of have a bit of a gap between them and the rest of the drivers on the racetrack. Be interesting to see a lot of Fords in that front draft. We saw in qualifying when it came to the single car runs, the Fords were significantly faster. Could they possibly just pull away from the rest of the field when they run single file? And that'd be definitely interesting. Excuse me, 1 second. Hey, we got 60 people in here right now. If you appreciate it, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It says that you might be experiencing some lag on my end all of a sudden, so let me know if that's the case or not. Let's get this thing up to 50 likes. I appreciate it. And yeah, they're about to lap Ryan Preece, who must have just lost the draft. Not quite sure how. Maybe got brake checked, and then all of a sudden he got out of the draft and just like that kind of free-falled. But we'll see where he falls in line. Should be able to get into the draft this time. And now they've put Ryan Preece lap down, and it is crazy. When you are not in the lead draft, you are literally 3 seconds a lap slower. In terms of a mile per hour difference, well, it's not. Doesn't give me that data on here. I thought it did. But 3 seconds a lap lower is very significant. I mean, that means you're losing a lap in 10 laps without the draft. A lot more significant than Daytona. That may just be due to the distance around the racetrack. I mean, if you lose the draft at Daytona, you're probably good for about 20 laps. But, yeah, here it seems things are a lot more risky. Thanks for everybody watching so far. Up to over 700 viewers now on the day. Okay. Just a little bit of lag. Sounds good, Super Roofer. We can handle just a little bit. You have more Harleys in England than muscle cars. Well, I was never much of a motorcycle guy. Sorry to offend you, Paul. Ryan, you had high hopes for Preece. I know, I had higher hopes for their expectations than him for sure. But also, this kind of starts to open up the question if maybe it wasn't really Cole Custer as much, and if it was maybe just kind of that 41 team. I mean, that is usually a Haas-funded car rather than having many outside sponsorships. So maybe that means they put a little bit less funding, a little bit less research into what goes into that 41 car. So maybe that's why it's a little bit further off the pace. Not totally sure. But also now Cody Ware, J.J. Yaley, and B.J. McLeod have all lost the lead draft, but they are working together. And this is a good indicator of what the difference is when you lose the draft by yourself versus with a couple of teammates. Now, the 51, 15, and 78 are not strong cars by any means, but when they are without the draft, they're only about a second slower than everybody else in the draft, whereas Ryan Preece, when he was running by himself, was about 3 seconds to 2 seconds slower, and he may not have even gotten into the draft again. It looks like his delta in terms of lap times, he's still 2 seconds slower. If he didn't get the draft again, I wonder if there's an issue on the 41. Maybe somebody can find that. Maybe I'll check Twitter and see if something comes of that. But looks like there is probably an issue. That would have to be my imagination if he's losing that much time still. I'm gonna look around on Twitter, see if we can get an indicator of maybe something over the radio that's happening for Ryan Preece. Oh, electrical issues for Ryan Preece. There we go. So some sort of electrical issue for Ryan Preece. So, or electrical or mechanical, but that is why he is off the pace. So yeah, issues for Ryan Preece. That's kind of the only storyline so far in Stage 2. Thanks for everyone watching right now. Now Logano still leads single file, man. Just nobody can make anything happen. I see Kyle Larson back in the pack trying to make things too wide, but doesn't look like it's going to work for him there. And I had mentioned this earlier. Somebody had said that, I think, Brad Keselowski in his pre-race said that, like manufacturers and teammates won't make a big difference today. I'm like, with how difficult it is to pass, if you can get, a whole bunch of teammates or manufacturer affiliates lined up together at the front of the field, it's going to be very hard to get them out of that top position, and that is exactly what has happened so far today. It has been almost impossible to get around Joey Logano because he's had so many Fords lined up behind him. Now, Kyle Busch is the outlier currently inside of the top 5, but he's a lone Chevrolet inside of the top 7, I think. Joe, do I think Josh Williams will get suspended? Well, they didn't announce the suspension yet, so I think he'll be okay in terms of avoiding a suspension, but I'd imagine a fine will probably go his way, or maybe they won't do anything. We'll have to see. I know, T-Van, I am definitely worried for what happens to Stuart Haas, especially also, have you guys heard about the Haas rumors? I'm surprised nothing more has really come out about this, but Haas was, I don't even know if they're rumors. I'm pretty sure. I think they're almost confirmed. But has been dealing with Russia over this past 2 years. Been dealing with I don't think what Haas just uses like machining equipment, but still selling Russia machining equipment. My goodness, I can't speak. But obviously that could be considered I don't know, not like a war crime, but something like that of sorts for Gene Haas, and that could put him behind bars for who knows how long. And obviously if that results in that team or Stuart Haas losing the Haas part of that team, and with Stuart's talks about not liking NASCAR, I would not be surprised at all if he shrunk that team down to 2 or 3 full-time cars. You have Harvick that's going to retire. Almirola is going to retire at the end of next year. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just cashes a check for $30 million for each of those charters. But that would give other teams the opportunity to start a team or add a third charter like 23XI. Ball, you hate having a mobile Wi-Fi hub. Dang, battery just went off. Good job. They bought a second one last one. Oh well. Hey, let's get this thing up to 50 likes. Appreciate everybody watching. And now Ryan Preece going to lose another lap to your leaders as we are now approaching the halfway point in stage number 2. Logano, Kyle Busch, Blaney, Keselowski, Busch are your top 5. Then Cindric, Truex, Hamlin, Bell, Bowman your top 10. The entire field runs single file currently. Then you have Byron, LaJoy, Suarez, Dillon, Stenhouse your top 15. Then Chastain, Gibbs, Barry, Harvick, and Haley your top 20 currently. Still, nobody has been able to get Joey Logano out of this lead yet, really. But it looks like green flag pit stops will be coming up here pretty soon. As we are approaching the halfway point in the stage, you'd imagine most guys are just going to try and split the stage in half. But pitting under green because of the extended pit road is going to cost you just about 2 laps. So if a caution were to come out in the middle of green flag pit stops, that'd be very chaotic in terms of you'd have a bunch of guys trapped 1 or 2 laps down. It's almost like Bristol or something in that sense. Hold on just a moment. And now we're at the halfway point in this stage, and it's still Kyle Busch running second to Joey Logano. Just nobody can find a way around him. Thanks everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, looking to see if anybody's going to peel off to make that pit stop currently as we are under commercial break. Also, it looks like Harrison Burton, we've kind of been crapping on Harrison Burton during this live stream, but now he has lost the lead draft. He is 4 seconds off of Chase Briscoe, who's in 30th. So, issues for Harrison Burton here, obviously, now. He's going to hope we get a caution so he doesn't go a lap down. And we'd also previously mentioned how BJ McLeod, J.G. Haley, and Cody Ware had all lost the lead draft. They're about 2/3 of a lap down. They'll probably go a lap down within the next 5 to 6 laps. And Ryan Preece is now 2 laps down. Bubba Wallace still 3 laps down in 36th. Race has been pretty tame, though, so far. Pretty tame. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm starting to get kind of hungry. I can't even lie. We might have to order something on the stream. We just might have to. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe if we can get some donations or something, then we'll order something. Super River, you think it's Harrison, not the car? Super River, well, I don't know. I don't think them losing the draft would be on the driver. I'd have to imagine either they checked up in front of him, he had to get out of the gas, or something's broken on the car. We'll see. I'm going to check Twitter again to see if I can get an update on that 21. Like, obviously, Ryan Preece is having mechanical issues. Yeah, I just don't see anything else than Harrison Burton has lost the lead draft, so I don't really have a real reason for why he's lost the lead draft yet. Woo! I can't remember what the third one is. Oh, wait, is he doing Watkins Glen? That'd be really cool. Trying to get an update here. 3 NASCAR races. He's doing Coda and Chicago. And and the Indy Road Course. Oh, okay, I won't be at any of those most likely. Bummer. Paul, you had Wendy's once and it was horrible. So did I. No, T-Man, we already have done Wendy's. We've already done Wendy's. Different option. I hear you saying Burton. Kenny Johnson, you had Wendy's once in Ohio, which isn't a coastal state, and I got a beach ball for the kids' meal. Okay then. Yeah, we had a Wendy's experience on the stream a couple weeks ago. You know, I just got a normal cheeseburger, and so maybe I got some heat from the chat saying that you just can't get a normal cheeseburger, like you have to actually get like whatever the Wendy's, specific sandwiches to really get the experience. But your leaders have actually kind of broken apart here. There's a gap in the lead draft now. Trying to see where that gap is formed. It looks like, Corey LaJoie. So between 12th and 13th, there's a gap now from LaJoie to Suarez. In terms of time, it's about a 1.5 second gap between 11th and 12th, or between 12th and 13th on the racetrack. So that's a pretty significant factor right now. We'll see where that all merges out after pit stops. And your leaders are about to catch up to Bubba Wallace, Cody Ware, BJ McLeod, and Harrison Burton. Or not Harrison Burton. Cody Ware, J.G. Haley, BJ McLeod all put them a lap down, and Ryan Preece. So we'll see if anybody tries to use one of those lap cars as a pick. Harrison Burton about a half a lap down as he's currently running by himself without the lead draft. Still, green flag pit stop's going to be coming up here shortly as we are at lap number 60 of 100 in stage number 2. Coop Cooper, as far as fast food goes, Wendy's is the best bet, but rating the best of the worst, get what you get. T-Man, pizza or tacos are my only choices on food anymore. I mean, both of those are good options. You had a cheeseburger from Wendy's that was pure grease, and the fries were so burnt even the pigeons couldn't eat them. Wow. Yeah, man, I'm starting to get kind of hungry. And talking about it does not make it any better. Currently updating reviewers on the day. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Super Roofer, Wendy's is B tier at best. Dang. We got no chill on the Wendy's. I would say that, I mean, if Chipotle's fast food, Chipotle's kind of my, go-to. Because it's you get so many options, Interesting, interesting. Hey, at least there's not a ton of bots streaming the race today. Thanks everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. Hold on momentarily. Poll? Oh my gosh. I thought I updated the poll. I can't believe it. I can't get Culver's, at least in my section of New York. Okay. We're going to start a poll. Who wins at Atlanta? Okay, you got to have Logano. Oh, I just misspelled Atlanta. At the ATL Atlanta. Okay. Logano, Kyle Busch, Cody Ware, obviously. Let me know. So I got Logano and Busch in there. Who else? I feel like Blaney and Keselowski could definitely be viable options. Or I'll hear it from the chat. I said Chastain. Maybe if we get another Chastain, maybe I'll put Chastain in there. He's been pretty quiet so far. Right now he currently runs in 13th. That's, I think, like the highest he's been so far today. Also, that gap between 12th and 13th is gone. Also, pit stops have begun. Austin Dillon, Truex, and Kyle Busch have hit pit road. So green flag pit stops have started with 35 to go. That'll be something to keep tabs on. Okay, now here Kyle Busch is in the pit right now. So Austin Dillon almost ran out of gas under green. So that's definitely going to hurt his chances here. He's probably going to lose an extra lap or two. There's not a good Waffle House near me, but I have had Waffle House. Had it last time I went to Martinsville. So delicious. So delicious. It's a must. Poll should be McD, BK, KFC. Oh! A poll for food. Are we doing a poll for food or a poll for who's going to win the race? This is actually a good point. Poll for who's going to win the race or poll for food? Now, Truex and Kyle Busch about to come off the pit road. And doesn't look like anybody else took pit road this last time by. Currently 33 to go. And yeah, hitting pit road cost you a solid 2 laps. So if we have a caution come out in the middle of these green flag pit stops, that's going to make things real chaotic. Thanks everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We got 60 people in here. Yeah, off of turn number 4. Still doesn't look like anybody else has taken that pit road option yet. Also, it looks like Ty Dillon has also lost that lead draft. Down the back straightaway, still nobody taking pit road here. I mean, Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon, the two RCR guys, had suspected that they didn't fill up their cars enough to go, I guess as long as everybody else. So I'm not surprised that they came early. Keselowski kind of pulling down here through turns 1 and 2. I wonder if he might hit pit road here or if he's just trying to get some clean air on the nose. Down the back straightaway, yeah, Keselowski's going to pull down a line, so he's going to hit pit road. Does anybody else go with him? Not this time, it looks like, in that lead pack at least. Yeah, he has now hit pit road into turn 3. Now that leaves Logano, Blaney, Buescher, your top 3 now. Yeah, Josh Berry still subbing in for Chase Elliott this weekend. It'll be Jordan Taylor in the 9 next week. And 30 to go. Now Corey LaJoie coming to pit. He was running in 10th at the time, having a good run. They're just starting to trickle in right now. J.J. Ely also hitting pit road. Yeah, it takes a solid 2 laps to pit here because of the pit road entrance being on the entrance to turn 3. Thanks everyone watching right now. And now Corey LaJoie slowly working his way down the pit road at Atlanta. And Joey Logano's into pit from the lead. And he brings his teammates with him. Now, where will the Penske guys merge out relative to everybody else? It's still Chris Buescher, Hamlin, and Bell out front. About 1/3 of the field has made their pit stops so far. You just don't want to get busted for speeding here on pit road. Now through turns 1 and 2, Buescher still leads the draft. Interested to see when he finally pulls down. Now Blaney in for his service with 27 to go in stage 1. Quick, just 2 tire stops and fuel for everybody here to get to the end of the stage. Still none of your other leaders have pitted yet. Will Chastain now has hit pit road this last time by. And it looks like McDowell pulling down to the inside. And it looks like, yeah, Ricky Stenhouse, Daniel Suarez also pulling to the inside of the racetrack as they come down the back straightaway. The only thing that could provide for an instant here is a lot of guys are slowing down the back straightaway while other guys are speeding up to merge back onto the racing line. Now it's still Buescher, Hamlin, Bell out front. Ryan Blaney speeding on pit road. The one thing you can't afford to do here because the pass-through is a 2-lap penalty. Oh my goodness. That's going to be really hard for Ryan Blaney to recover from that speeding penalty. Yeah, that you're going to lose 1 lap, probably about a lap and a half. And without the draft, you might lose 2. Now here comes a big group here. Almirola, Harvick, Allmendinger, and Briscoe all pit this time. Now it's Buescher, Hamlin, Bell, Bowman, Byron, your top 5. So really, just the Gibbs and Penske guy, or Gibbs and Hendrick guys are yet to pit. But now here they are, come down the back straightaway, and Buescher will lead in a big group of them. Or Blaney's coming in to serve his penalties. Buescher, Hamlin, Bowman, Gibbs, Jones, and Gilliland all do their service this time by, so here comes Ryan Preece as well. 24 to go in the stage, and it's still Bell, Byron, Larson, Reddick, Gregson, your top 5. That leaves only about 6 or so cars left to do their service. All right, I think I might have heard an uncontrolled tire penalty for somebody else. And now here they are down the back straightaway. Where will Logano, Blaney, and others merge out relative to everybody else after pit stops happen? Now Bell, Larson, and Gregson, the top 3, are the only 3 cars yet to pit. With 22 to go in the stage. Now I'm still interested to see is Bell, are they going to pit this time? I don't really feel like there's a negative to running this long, but we'll still see. Have to see where everybody merges out. Now Byron's in the pit. Yeah, this is honestly the most chaotic green flag pit stops I've seen in some time. Just because you have guys merging out in the back straightaway while others are coming into pit. And then because everybody's pitting for so long, I mean... No, Domino's is some solid fast food pizza. And it looks like Logano's going to merge out through all these pit stops, most likely in the lead. Now Gregson into pit. That leaves just Bell and Larson to do their service. $20 to go in stage 2. Bell trying to run it as long as he can before he has to pit. The thing is I mean, there's nothing really against this strategy by Bell. He's not really any slower. He's currently in the draft with some of the fastest cars on the track, that being Cindric and Logano. Now, here comes Larson into pit from second. But what I was saying about Bell is that if you have the caution come out, now you've trapped like the whole field 2 laps down. Yeah, Larson into pit. We'll see where he merges out with everybody else. And now Bell's going to pit this time down the back straightaway. From the lead, this will complete green flag pit stops. And now it's going to be Logano, Cindric, Reddick, Byron, Buescher, your top 5, once it all merges back together. I'm interested to see if Bell running long, if this hurts him. We got 65 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're 13 subscribers away from 3,450. Hit that subscribe button. Now Larson, just a quick 2-tire stopping out. Now here comes Bell working his way onto pit road. Here comes Logano leading the pack off of turn number 4. Where will he cycle out relative to Kyle Larson? Kyle Larson working his way off of pit road right now. As they come off of turn number 2, where's that blue 5 car? I'm interested to see where he merges out. He's going to get passed by these leaders. Can he find a hole in line or at least get in this lead draft? He should be able to get in this lead draft, but he's probably going to just be able to tack on to the end of it. Now he's going to drop back to 10th. Probably about all the way back to 12th. He might be able to get on this lead draft. Yes, he will, just barely, it seems. Now Bell off the pit road, and Logano and Cindric are just going to thunder on by. He's going to merge onto the racetrack, and he's not going to be able to block this run from Logano. They're going to fly by on the top side, but similar to Larson, he should be able to tack on to the end of this lead draft. Oh, Larson may not have been able to catch the end of this lead draft. There may have been too big of a pace differential, and yeah, it looks like there was. Logano going to miss out on this lead draft. Bell might get it. We'll see. He's going to try, but it's just, I don't think it's going to be enough. Bell also going to miss out on this lead draft. So with 17 to go, the green's still out. It seems like your top 12 have broken away from the rest of the field. It's Logano, Cindric, Reddick, Byron, Buescher, your top 5. Then Hamlin, Bowman, Keselowski, Truex, and Berry, your top 10. And Allmendinger and LaJoie round out this 12-car breakaway. And then you got a couple of stragglers. And then there's another pack of about 10 seconds off your leaders. But in terms of Ryan Blaney after that penalty, so Preece, he's 10 laps down. I'm not sure if he's gone behind the wall or not. But yeah, issues for Preece. I think his day might actually be done. Bubba Wallace, 4 laps down. Cody Ware, 3 laps down in 34th. Blaney, 2 laps down in 33rd. That is going to be almost impossible to come back from. J.J. Haley, 2 laps down in 32nd. B.J. McLeod, 1 lap down in 31st. And then you have Austin Dillon, Harrison Burton, both about to go a lap down to your leaders in probably a lap or so. Yeah, here you can already see it in the camera frame. Logano catching up to Austin Dillon and Harrison Burton, who both had issues in their pit stop cycles. And then not too far up the track from them is Ty Dillon and Michael McDowell, who are both in a 2-car tandem holding their own. And then further up from that, Eric Jones and Todd Gilliland are together. And then everybody else is kind of in another kind of 10-car conga line, and they should be okay. But with 17 to go in the stage, I definitely imagine your leaders are going to put Dillon, Burton, and probably McDowell and Ty Dillon a lap down. I don't know if they'll catch anybody else beyond that, but we'll see here shortly. But with 14 to go, Logano still leads over Austin Cindric. He has led more laps than anybody else so far. He's already been out front for 124 circuits. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Logano with his one teammate Austin Cindric still just loyally pushing him right now. And they work their way around a slow car to the inside. I think that might be the 41 of Ryan Preece. Yeah, Ryan Preece, I think those issues are pretty much terminal, so he's just going to, I guess, have to limp around there the rest of the day. Yeah, no burger ever beats home burgers. That is facts. Or like, I mean, maybe like a good restaurant, you know what I mean, burger. But, yeah. $12 to go in stage number 2. And it looks like this group of lappers has tried to slide up in front of your leader, Joey Logano. And so far, they've actually done a good job of doing it. Trying to prevent themselves from going a lap down. They just kind of put themselves on the nose of your leaders. We'll see how long it is before Logano just kind of finds a way to shuffle them out. But for now, they're doing a good job of keeping themselves from losing that lap. Logano, Cindric, Reddick, Byron, Buescher, your top 5, though, currently. Logano trying to sweep the stages here at Atlanta. I mean, I don't know. If Logano and Cindric pull low, if I'm Reddick, I might consider just staying high and trying to hang out those two Penske Fords. But it's Blaney, Burton, and Dillon trying to prevent themselves from going another lap down. So actually, Blaney, he would lose 3 laps if he goes another lap down here. So this is very important for Blaney to even have for him to even have a chance of still being in this race. He's got to keep himself from going 3 laps down. Also, relative to Bell and Larson, who lost that lead draft when they came out of pit stops, they've cycled to leading that second pack, which has it's Bell, Larson, Kyle Busch, Noah Gragson, 4 cars that are trying to catch up to these leaders. And last time by, they were about half a second quicker, so maybe they can catch up to these leaders. This will be interesting to see. They're currently 6 seconds back with 9 to go. I think it might be too little too late. And then there's another draft. Harvick, Almirola, Briscoe, Suarez, Chastain, Gibbs, and Stenhouse about 9 seconds off the lead. Bell, Larson, and Kyle Busch and Gragson, once again, a bit faster than the leaders, but it's just too little too late. 8 to go in the stage. And they are about to catch, your leaders are about to catch up to McDowell and Ty Dillon as well. So I don't know how well these guys, these lappers that are just hanging on their own in front of Joey Logano, how long they're going to be able to hold that on for. So far, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has the fastest lap of the day. But some guys that could be in a position to score some valuable stage points. Corey LaJoie in 11th. A.J. Allmendinger in 12th. I think they can pick up a couple of spots. But it doesn't seem like for now Logano and Cindric are in a big hurry to work their way around these lappers. I think they're kind of content to just kind of hold the throttle open a little bit. Make sure they're all good on fuel. But as I say that, Logano and Cindric pulled to the inside. I think they're putting, who is that? I can't totally tell in this angle. I think that's a 15. Yeah, they're putting the 15 another lap down. So they're going to cycle him out. And I had mentioned that second pack led by Christopher Bell. They're catching the leaders, but yeah, like I said, too little too late. Five to go now in stage number 2. Logano still leads over Austin Cindric. Who's going to be the one that's willing to pull out a line this time? Oh, they're working their way around the lapper. Now they're too wide. That's tight. Oh, boy. Now Hamlin going to lose a couple of spots here with no help from behind, and his teammate, actually, Martin Truex Jr., pulled down on him. 4 to go this time at the line in stage number 2. And now we're starting to see some shuffling for position in this lead draft. I'm surprised Logano and Cindric are not going up to attack this small draft of cars ahead of him. But I think that's just because Blaney's in that draft and they don't want to put their teammate another lap down. But I don't know how much longer they can afford to do that, because it might allow somebody to have an opportunity to have a run on them. Here they come through the tri-oval. 3 to go. Here they come through turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Logano still leads over Austin Cindric. Back of the pack, I think Hamlin tries to pull out a line to pick up some positions, as well as Corey LaJoie. Yeah, Corey LaJoie making a move to the inside of Brad Keselowski. That's for about 8th position. He's pushing Denny Hamlin to the front. Is anybody else going to pull out a line? Not yet. 2 to go in the stage. Here they are, down the back straightaway. Logano leads over Austin Cindric. Back of the pack, Hamlin and LaJoie have pulled down a line, trying to make something happen, but nobody's going with them yet. Now Hamlin going to surge even further ahead through the center, turns 3 and 4. That outside line, they kind of got out of the gas there just a bit, and that's going to allow Keselowski to have a bit of a run here to pick up some positions and some possibly valuable points. Now A.J. Allmendinger also going to pull down low. Final lap in stage number 2. Your top 2 is just going to stay nose to tail, but will anybody else make a move? I got some lappers ahead of him. Here comes Reddick to the inside of Cindric, and with some lapped cars ahead, that's going to box in Logano. Here comes Tyler Reddick to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide off of turn number 4. Reddick down low to the inside of Cindric at the line. Austin Cindric going to win stage number 2. Oh my goodness, that got really intense there for just a moment. Then, yeah, so Cindric, Reddick, Logano, Bohm, and Byron, your top 5. And then rounding out your top 10, Buescher, Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski, and LaJoy. Reddick almost is able to get through to that stage win there. Thanks everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe for the end of that stage. That was some intense racing action. Thanks to everybody watching. Let's get this thing up to 50 likes. Hit that like button. Yeah, Joey has dominated this race up until the final lap there in stage 2 where he finally got shuffled out just a bit. And that does kind of show you that he's dominated, but also nobody's really tried to pull out a line. I feel like when the time comes, if somebody wants to make a move and they have a run, they can easily find their way around him. Well, thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like. It helps the stream. Up to 48 likes. I appreciate it. Almost up to 50. Two Stenhouse Junior fans trying to go to his home track, bring food. The only options nearby are Subway, McDonald's. Getting food in Memphis isn't smart. Bringing food in the track isn't allowed. Dang, that's tough. All the NASCAR races I've been to, getting food into the grandstand has been pretty easy. I know, this is going to be wild in the final laps. Exactly. Also, the free pass is B.J. McLeod. So, through all these problems, he's done a good job of keeping himself in contention here on the lead lap. I mean, not really in contention, but I mean, now he's on the lead lap, so if there is a crash, he's going to pick up quite a few valuable positions right away. And that's what that team's all they're trying to do. Just get to the end of these races, pick up some maybe extra points and extra purse with the results of other people crashing out. But yeah, Austin Dillon, Harrison Burton, McDowell, Ty Dillon, all able to just barely stay on the lead lap. And with Ryan Preece 10 laps down with some issues, he's back in it, but just 10 laps down. Bubba Wallace 3 laps down with his damage from that first incident on the day. Cody Ware 3 laps down, Yaley 2 laps down, and Ryan Blaney, I believe, took the wave round. So now he is just 1 lap down. Or he might have already been 1 lap down, and maybe he'll just get back on the lead lap if he takes the wave round. But either way, Blaney still in contention. But that penalty did not help him out by any means. This final stage, 100 laps here in Atlanta. The same distance as stage 2, so everybody will have to pit at least one more time in this race. It would be interesting to see if anybody tries to maybe stretch it all the way on fuel. I feel like if you filled up the tank all the way, or maybe you came down on that, like, the second lap after, everybody pits, like, right before they go back to green, and then just coast at half throttle. I mean, we saw Bell run all the way till about 19 to go in the race. I feel like it could be feasible, maybe if you got a couple of cautions about it. Actually, 19 to go, they're not going to be able to save enough fuel for that. And if they do get cautions, you're just going to come down and get the fresh tires because handling matters. Ball, this is your 5th race of the day. You've been up since 7:45. Wow, that is crazy. What other things have you been watching, man? What? No way. What? Gunther Steiner is going to be joining the Fox broadcast next Sunday. What? No way. The Formula One team principal for Haas is going to be in the booth next Sunday. Gunther Steiner. I'm not going to say one of his lines, but what the? Somebody called Gene. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to do my Gunther Steiner impersonation. If you want to learn about Gunther Steiner, go watch, an episode or 2 of Drive to Survive. That's so random. It's so random. I don't understand how that's going to go, or why they thought of that, but I mean, I guess that's pretty cool. But is there a Formula 1 race next Sunday? Maybe there's not. I don't know. I don't have good enough. Next Sunday is... No, there is no Formula 1 race next Sunday, so sure. I guess he can come in. That'll be interesting. I'm definitely going to be listening to the broadcast next Sunday. Oh, it is at Coda. I forgot. It's at Coda. I thought it was at Richmond. I forgot. That's 2 weeks away. I was like, why are they... I mean, for him at an oval track, I feel like that's going to be kind of peculiar. But I feel like at Coda, at least since he, has experience there in F1, that'll be kind of interesting input. Now here comes Blaney, leading the field down pit road. Now, can we see a big shuffling up of position on pit road this time? We saw Kyle Busch leapfrog 6 positions to get to the lead last time he came down pit road. Yeah, ball? Cool. I mean, yeah, the race today was really boring in F1, but everybody just doing 4 tires and fuel. Obviously, really slow stop for Tyler Reddick, 16 seconds. A slow stop for Bowman as well, 13 seconds. Logano, a 10.2 second stop. Almirola will run the race off of pit road, though. No tires for Eric Almirola. Bold strategy there. And then Stenhouse took 2 tires. So did Harvick. Stenhouse picks up 18 spots. Harvick picks up 10. I think these are good strategy calls right there. Kyle Busch also picks up 5 spots once again on pit road. Logano just drops to second. Cindric drops to third. Yeah, bold move by Almirola. No tires, but I think it's a decent call, as well as the 2-tire call by Stenhouse and Harvick. Track position has mattered quite a bit today, and I think, a good way to gain it is by a good strategy call on pit road. These guys are going for the win. Drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. Let's get this thing up to 3,450 subscribers, currently 12 away. No tires, that's bold indeed, but I mean, I think with how the day is gone, I think it's a good call. But this race has flown by. Only 1 caution, for instance, so far in this one. Now, maybe the chaos is about to pick up here in this final stage, currently with 95 to go. Let's do it for Lightning McQueen. If you know, you know. Okay, but yeah, the full race off of pit road, it's Almirola, Logano, Cindric, Stenhouse, Bowman, your top 5. Then Byron, Harvick, Hamlin, Buescher, Kyle Busch, your top 10. Then McDowell, Bell, LaJoie, Keselowski, BJ McLeod, 15th possibly. Gilliland, Jones, Truex, Reddick, Barry, your top 20. Then Larson, Dinger, Gregson, Suarez, Briscoe, your top 25. Then Gibbs, Dillon, Ty Dillon, that is, Burton, Haley, Austin Dillon, your top 30. And then Chastain in 31st. Yeah, BJ McLeod was the free pass car at the end of the stage. And I imagine Blaney's probably not going to take the wave round. I think he's just going to pit here and then probably get a quick caution because he's the only car 1 lap down, so he's basically guaranteed that lucky dog. Probably not just worth the gamble of taking the wave around at this point. Kenny, you also got to see an F1 car and a sprint car right next to it. That's pretty cool. I got to see my first F1 car a couple weekends ago at a car show in Toronto. They had a 2022 Alfa Romeo car there. That was really insane to see in person. I mean, race cars, it doesn't really matter what the series in person, just always look so much cooler. The colors are just so much more vibrant. Yeah, there were more cautions in F1 today. Or there's the same amount of cautions in that F1 race today as there have been in this race today. I mean, it has been very anticlimactic in terms of, cautions. But the racing at the front, Logano's dominated, but throughout the mid-pack, it stayed engaged in it. I mean, during the green flag pit stops is really interesting to watch all the different strategies that were going on. Oh, boy. I think Tyler Reddick might have had a penalty on pit road because he has dropped all the way down to 31st. That's going to be hard for him to recover from. Finished second in stage 2, and now it's going to be coming from the rear. 93 to go. Eric Almirola leads. We've had 8 different leaders amongst 10 lead changes. Still 31 cars on the lead lap. All 36 cars still running in the race. Oh, Chris Buescher also got a penalty on pit road. Okay, Reddick did not get penalized, but they did not get all the fuel in the race car, so he came back down for a second stop. Such a chaotic race today, but it's still been so tame. Or not, so I say such a chaotic race today, such a chaotic race yesterday, and yet this one's been like the tamest race so far this season. Ty Gibbs pulls down pit road. And it looks like they're just going to top that car off with fuel to see how far they can stretch it. Same thing with Austin Dillon. And Ryan Preece is back down pit road. They're trying to, fix whatever issues he's had on that 41. Also, after the choose cone, it's going to be Almirola on the outside, and now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the inside. Your Daytona 500 winner from a couple of weeks ago. Back in the mix at our second plate race of the season. On row number 2, you got Logano pushing Almirola and Byron pushing Stenhouse. We're about to get that green flag for possibly the final time today. I doubt it, though. 92 to go in this one. Oh, boy, ball. Well, at least they're taking... I know it's kind of a bummer, but at least that means there aren't as many bots that are illegally getting away with streaming the race anymore. But thanks, everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We're closing in on the finish to this one. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. 92 to go. Eric Almirola on the outside. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the outside. 2 specialists at super speedways. But then you got the dominant car on the day, Joey Logano, restarting as the second car on that outside line. Here we are through the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out here from Atlanta. Eric Almirola with a good restart on the top side. Byron spins the tires just a bit, and that's going to hurt that inside line's run into turn 1. Eric Almirola's got Joey Logano all over his bumper as they go through turns 1 and 2. Logano could pull down to the inside if he wants, but he's going to stay up top. Now here comes this inside with the run down the back straightaway. Eric Almirola can't block it, and Stenhouse is going to surge out to the lead into turn 3. Does Stenhouse try to pull up in front of that outside? For now, he's going to stay down low. Almirola up the racetrack just a bit in turns 3 and 4. You know that car might be not handling as good on no new tires. Stenhouse on 2 tires, though, out front. Him and Byron both slide up in front of that outside line, and now Stenhouse is your new leader here from Atlanta. Then they're 3 wide back of the pack. Eric Jones getting pushed to the 3rd groove up at the top of the racetrack. Down the back straightaway they go. Stenhouse still leads. Byron in tow. Harvick leads the inside line now with Hamlin pushing him. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. 90 to go in this one. Stenhouse leads. Byron in 2nd. Almirola and Harvick side by side for 3rd. Then Joey Logano in 5th. Now here comes Harvick surging ahead on the inside with a bit of a run. It's still not going to be enough to get him side by side with Stenhouse for the lead down the back straightaway. Stenhouse still in command. Some guys having good runs right now. Corey LaJoie up inside of the top 10 in 8th currently. Todd Gilliland in 14th. And Larson got a bit of a bobble there off of turn 4, able to stay in it. And no, it looks like Keselowski's going to put Larson in the middle. Larson going back through the sucker. They touch just a bit. Larson able to hold on to it. He's going to drop back, though, as he's now stuck in the middle. And Josh Berry's going to slip up to the top groove. Larson's going to be able to pull back in line behind the 6. So he's only going to lose a couple spots as a result. But actually, that just really hurt the inside line's momentum. We'll see if they can regroup here. Thanks, everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Like I say, I got 60 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. leads for the first time today. He's trying to go back-to-back on the super speedways here in the NASCAR Cup Series. He's currently getting pushed by William Byron and Eric Almirola. Denny Hamlin now leads this inside line. He's getting a push from none other than Corey LaJoie. He almost won this race last August. He's looking for redemption here today. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. still leads. That top 2 cars on the outside line are clear of the inside. The inside line's starting to lose some numbers. They're starting to fade back just a bit. And now Kyle Larson, after getting split 3 wide, he's still retained position in 9th. And now Stenhouse moves down to block the run from Hamlin down the back straightaway. This is the closest we've seen the inside line to the front so far in this one. Through turns 3 and 4, Stenhouse is going to stick to the outside. No, now he's going to move down to block Hamlin. Off a corner exit, he'll slide back in front of Byron to get that run from the top side. He's pretty far out there as they go into turns 1 and 2. Is Byron going to try and make a move? He's going to stay to the bumper of the 47. Now here comes Hamlin with the run down low. Stenhouse just going to get down to block it. Now Hamlin's going to slide up and take control of that top side. Stenhouse will block him, but now that leaves Corey LaJoie leading this inside line. Now Hamlin will slide back to the inside of the 47, and Stenhouse not able to block it that time. Off of turn 4, Hamlin side by side with Stenhouse for the lead. At the line, oh, give it to Stenhouse by an inch. Here they are into turns 1 and 2. Denny Hamlin still leads by about half a car length over Stenhouse. He's getting a great push from Corey LaJoie right now. As they come off of turn number 2, Denny Hamlin leads by about a car length. Oh, Keselowski up the track just a bit off of turn 2. Larson has the opportunity to make it 3 wide down low. Yes, he will. Now it's Larson putting Keselowski in the middle of 3 wide. Keselowski up the track just a bit, almost taps Almirola. And this is totally going to discombobulate your top 10 right now. Now it's Hamlin and Stenhouse single file out to the lead, and LaJoie left with no help as the inside line just collapsed. The inside line is just totally collapsed. Now your top 5 are all single file on the outside. LaJoie now finally finds some help, and Noah Gragson pushing in the back of that 7 car as they go down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Now here we are, Chase Briscoe making things 3 wide now in the mid-pack, and now they are 3 by 3, about 4 rows deep, just outside of the top 10. As this is the first time we've seen much 3 wide action here today. Logano, Berry, and Chastain side by side, 3 wide through the tri-oval. At the front of the field, though, Denny Hamlin still leads over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Thanks everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. It's a free way to help support what we do here at Freeman Motorsports. We'll be live next weekend for COTA. As they go down the back straightaway, they are still 3 by 3, about 4 rows deep in the mid-pack. But those top 10 or so cars have broken away from the rest of the field, single file. These other guys are going to have to figure out a way to get themselves back to at least 2 wide racing, or else this lead draft might break away from everybody else. Currently, though, Denny Hamlin out front for the first time today. Stenhouse just staying on his bumper. Byron in 3rd, Larson up to 4th. Almirola rounds out your top 5. Then Keselowski, Harvick, LaJoie, Gragson, and Suarez your top 10. And oh my goodness, it's almost like a wreck is a brewing back just outside the top 15, where they still run 3 by 3, about 2 or 3 rows deep here. Thanks everybody watching right now. Matt, how are you doing? Long time no see. Hey, we got 80 people in here. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Hey, we're up to 3,440 subscribers. I appreciate it. And they're going to cut to a side-by-side commercial break. Even though there's great action, at least we can still see what's happening. And they're about to put, I think, Ryan Preece another lap down. He's had mechanical issues all day. And now it's like your top 15 have finally sorted themselves out single file. Oh, man, we're having some great racing action here, but it looks like things are going to tame down here just a bit as we come to the start-finish line with 80 laps left in this one. Hamlin still leads over Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 2 of the best to do it at super speedways out front right now. And Joey Logano, who is the dominant car in Stage 1 and Stage 2, who won Stage 1 and got 3rd in Stage 2, has now just been shuffled back from the lead all the way back to 13th. It shows you what happens when all of a sudden you'll lose your 2 teammates that would just stay loyal pushers to you. Now that you're back in the mid-pack, you got no teammates, you got no friends, and he is just starting to drop slowly like a rock. Rebel Soul, come on, Chastain. Yeah, Chastain been pretty quiet today, actually. Haven't really even seen him much inside the top 10. Currently runs in 7th, though, and he's starting to lead the charge on this inside line. Yeah, Chastain is now up to being side-by-side with Noah Gragson. That is for about, I think, 10th on the track. So yeah, he's starting to charge back to the front. Thanks to everyone watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We got 80 people in here right now. I appreciate it. 78 laps to go. Denny Hamlin still leads over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Your lead draft of about 30 cars, separated by just a mere 3 seconds. Currently, Denny Hamlin leads, but it's Ross Chastain trying to lead the charge on the inside line. He's got help from Josh Berry and Chris Buescher. And he's got a big run through turns 3 and 4, but Barry's going to bail on Chastain. Barry pulls up into that outside line, and that is really going to hurt Chastain's momentum now. Now it's Buescher pushing Chastain, but that's going to cost him a couple positions. They're going to have to regroup and try and charge to the front once again. I do think if they're able to get to the front, though, I definitely would not be surprised if some of the other Chevrolets in that top 5 also decide to pull down to the inside. But no, it's going to be Harvick that pulls down to take over that inside line. And now he is side by side with his teammate Almirola for 5th as they go through the tri-oval. Kevin Harvick trying to make something happen here with 76 laps to go. Now he's going to back things up just a bit through turns 1 and 2. But that inside line able to surge ahead through the center of the corner. And now Josh Berry might have regretted jumping up to that outside line as this inside line starting to fly by him. Harvick has worked his way all the way up to being almost side by side with Larson for 5th. That inside line making things happen right now. Oh, and Stenhouse is going to get split out to the outside. Now he's stuck by himself, 3 wide, no help. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is about to drop like a rock unless somebody else decides to pull up there with him. Oh, a tough break for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but here comes Kevin Harvick to the inside of Denny Hamlin for the lead into turns 3 and 4. Kevin Harvick came up just short at Phoenix a week ago, looking for redemption here in Atlanta. Through the tri-oval, at the line, Hamlin's going to lead it by an inch over Harvick. Now here comes Chastain to the back of the 4 to give him a push. Oh, we got some smoke there, some contact, I believe. That was between the 42 and the 7. Also, Stenhouse has found a spot in line ahead of Corey LaJoie in 10th, so didn't fall too far. Now that outside line forming back together just a bit. Hamlin out front by a car length over Harvick. Noah Gragson now is the odd man out on the outside of 3 wide, and we got one in the wall off of turn 4. At least it looked like it. They're going to stay green for now. I could have sworn somebody just darted up and got the fence off of turn 4. Okay, we're stay green. Maybe I just saw something. Anyways, Hamlin still leads. Kevin Harvick down low. And now Bell trying to make things 3 wide in the back of the back. Here comes Harvick to the inside of Denny Hamlin. Into turn 3. Oh, I think that's Gragson that's going to get the wall just a bit through turns 3 and 4. Trying to make something happen on the outside 3 wide. Wasn't able to. And he's going to lose quite a few positions as a result. Now it's Hamlin, Harvick, Byron, Chastain, Larson, your top 5. Then Buescher, Almirola, Berry, and Reddick, your top 10. And Harvick out front down the back straightaway. Kevin Harvick is your new leader in Atlanta. Into turn 3. Is he going to try and block Denny Hamlin? He kind of pulls up. Oh, you don't want to put yourself in the middle. And oh, Briscoe is slow. He's hitting pit road. Issues for Chase Briscoe. He might have gotten the wall. That might have been the car I saw. Anyways, Kevin Harvick out front. And he is going to be your 10th different leader on the day. Now here comes Chastain all over the bumper. The 4 is going to get sideways in front of the field. He's around. Chris Buescher involved. Byron, Berry, nowhere to go. In the back of the pack, they're wrecking as well. Kyle Busch around. And Buescher's going to spin and get the inside wall. And 4 is out of it. Kevin Harvick, while leading off of turn 2. I don't know if that was a bad push from Chastain or if Harvick did a bad block. And oh boy, and the 21 is crab walking. Do the crab walk. Do the crab walk. Yeah, the 17's got a broken toe link or 2. Byron involved. Now this will shuffle Chastain, Hamlin, and others to lead. If that was Chastain wrecking Harvick, oh boy, that may be our new rivalry for 2022. Oh, that 4 is crab walking, so yeah, I think his day is done. And it looks like Chris Buescher might be our first DNF of the day. I think there's going to be at least 4 cars or so that are done after this. That 4 car is definitely doing some crab walking. And woo! Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. The action is just about to pick up. Into turn 3. You can see, or not into turn 3, my bad. Through turns 1 and 2, is this a bad push from Chastain or Harvick? Chastain just gets him right there, and Chastain just kind of sideswiped the 4, honestly. It's just kind of a bad, he just gets up on his left rear, then just kind of cuts down, and it just sends the 4 spinning. he just kind of sideswiped, and he starts all the way up on the right rear corner panel of the 4, and then just cuts down on him, and that just gets the 4 loose. And then that 4 spins. Buescher has nowhere to go, nor does Barry or Byron. And then Larson's able to woe down in the back of the pack, though. People trying to avoid Kyle Busch goes spinning, so does BJ McLeod. Quite a few others actually tag the wall, get a bit of scraping damage. Harrison Burton, that's where he got his damage from. I think Eric Jones also got the wall a bit there on the outside. Everybody just trying to check up and get out of the way. And the significant damage here is really to Harvick, Buescher, Barry, Byron, Burton. Oh, boy. It was an aggressive push from Chastain. I'd be interested to hear Harvick's perspective on it. Thanks to everybody watching so far. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are 9 away from 3,450. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Down the back straightaway, yeah, you could just see it. A big run from Chastain, gets into the back of the 4, and just sends him around. Harvick almost is able to hang on onto it, but just not quite. Up the track, Buescher nowhere to go for Barry. Byron, just victim of the situation. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And now they got Buescher up on the hook. He's done. Trying to see if anybody else who's confirmed down in this race, I would say. So it looks like Buescher, Burton, McLeod, they are all done. And then possibly Harvick and Byron. We'll see. I think the lucky dog from all this will be Ryan Blaney, so he should finally be back in the contention for the win here after all this. And now your new leaders are Chastain, Hamlin, Larson, Reddick, Almirola, your top 5, then Suarez, Bell, Keselowski, Stenhouse, LaJoie, your top 10. So I would say with 68 to go, I think you're probably going to see everybody hit pit road here. Maybe not, but everyone is just inside of their fuel window now. So I feel like you could just may want to pit here so that way you're confident you can get to the end. Or maybe you stay out to get the track position and then hope there may be more cautions and you can save enough fuel from the last stop to get to the end. Mel Turnbull, leave it to Watermelon Man. Yeah, Ross Chastain, he's going to bring the chaos. That's what we know. And we got 70 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. You know the drill. Subaru 4 tires full of fuel. Exactly. Hey, guys, I have a question real quick for everybody watching right now. Do you guys prefer the leaderboard looking like how it is right now? Or do you prefer it looking more like, hold up. Do you prefer it looking like, just more so that where you can see it better? We're just going to do some pinching. Hold up. Do you guys prefer that now that you can visibly see for certain all the top 13 here, for instance? Do you guys like that better, or should I go back to the other? Silent Owl, subscribe. You're tired of pack racing, Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta. No, you haven't enjoyed the race. I found this race somewhat enjoyable. I do feel like it did really drag there for quite a bit in Stage 1 and Stage 2. Now that we're actually seeing some battles for the lead, it's entertaining. Stupid Roofer says stop 20. I know that if you're watching on a computer or maybe a TV or iPad, that the original one's probably better because I feel like this. But if you're watching on your mobile phone, you can't even read that. Like, I know specifically looking at my phone, like it's almost impossible to make out the top 20. Whereas this, if you just tune in on your phone, you can pretty much visibly tell what your top, like for instance in this case, 13 is. Yeah, top 10 or top 20. Let me hear it in the chat. I got one for top 20 from Stupid Roofer. I got one from top 10 from Rebel Soul. I mean, obviously, if I narrow it down to the top 10, I'll still keep you guys updated on where everybody's running behind and the further back in the half of the pack. Yeah, looking at the running order, it definitely seems that, yeah, BJ McLeod, Harrison Burton, Chris Buescher, they're out of this race. Kevin Harvick as well. And it looks like Byron has lost 2 laps from the damage. And it looks like, yeah, that's about it in terms of the collateral after all this. Let's see if I can get more details on it for you. So, oh, replay. Looks like Harvick lost it on his own. Maybe it was some of the air packing on the 4. Maybe the air was packed on the 4, but actually, look at the replay. Harvick loses it on his own. So, I mean, maybe it was the air packed down on the back of the 4, but now it's, yeah, McLeod, Buescher, Burton, Harvick all done after this one. And I think the only guys that are continuing with damage are Byron also might be done. Or he's 2 laps down. No, yeah, it looks like, yeah, Byron is done. A full list of everybody involved. Dillon, Harvick, Kyle Busch, Barry, Buescher, Burton, Wallace, Byron, Gibbs, and McLeod. Yeah, so Byron, Harvick, Burton, Buescher, McLeod's 5 cars out of this race. Thanks to everybody watching so far. And pit road is open, and everybody's going to get 4 tires and fuel, I would imagine, at least a full tank of gas, because you can make it to the end with a full tank. And the race off of pit road. Who's going to get it? Reddick sideways out of his pit stall. And, oh, we got some chaos in pit road. They're backing up. Chastain out on the grass trying to get by Larson on the grass. Larson's not having it. Almirola will win the race off of pit road. Then Larson up to second. Keselowski third. Chastain trying to get by, like, they boxed in front of him. Ty Dillon was trying to get into his pit stall, and Chastain just jumped out on the grass, basically, and just tried to make something happen. We're going for a ride there. Oh, so Denny Hamlin gets boxed in by Ty Dillon trying to get into his pit stall. So that's what cost Hamlin quite a few spots there. Okay, that was a crazy set of pit stops. Oh, it's. I think that's definitely probably true, T-Van. I think the only thing he has to do is to become like more. He has to like live the role outside of the car. Like outside of the car, he's like too nice. Silent Al says top 10. I gotcha. Oh, got something to my. Okay, thanks to everybody watching right now. 9 subscribers away from 3,450. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be live next weekend for COTA. Hold on now just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls. And so, yes, we'll be going live again next weekend for COTA. And it's going to be Gunther Steiner in the booth with Fox. I think that's going to be really interesting. Hit that like button if you haven't already as well. Ball, even if Chastain isn't involved, he's always to blame. Yeah, just say Chastain in the grass, yes. Stenhouse is catching up again. I know, it'll be interesting to see. I'm keeping my eyes on, Stenhouse and LaJoie, 2 underdogs here. Okay, here are your official results in terms of the race off the pit road. It's Almirola, Larson, Keselowski, Chastain, Reddick, your top 5. Then Bell, Suarez, Bowman, Hamlin, LaJoie, your top 10. Stenhouse, Haley, Logano, Gilliland, Kyle Busch, your top 15. Then Gibbs, McDowell, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Cindric, your top 20. Then Jones, Allmendinger, Gregson, Barry, Truex, your top 25. Blaney, the last car on lead lap in 26th. Everybody's good on fuel to make it to the finish. And then you have J.J. Yaley, 2 laps down in 27th. Briscoe, Ware, and Wallace, each 3 laps down. Then Byron, Harvick, Burton, Buescher, McLeod, all out of this race. And Priest, 13 laps down. Yeah, so still a lot of cars left in this thing to compete for the win. We're going to be going green flag race again here shortly. Still 63 laps to go, so we are a far way from this thing being over. It's still got to survive. We've had 16 lead changes amongst 12 leaders. This was really our only first caution for a multi-car incident. So yeah, not really any chaos yet in this one. I'm sure things are going to pick up here shortly. That's cool, Kenny. I will never say never. Ball, don't think Chastain will ever be considered a legend. Well, I don't know if he'll be considered a legend unless he wins a championship or 2. If he wins a championship or 2 and continues on this legacy of, kind of being willing to bump guys out of the way or try insane things, I think he'll be remembered as a legend. I think he's already made himself very memorable to anybody who's watched NASCAR in this era. But yeah, he literally just pulls out on the grass and he is just literally dirt tracking it, bumping up and down because they got put 3 wide. He's just trying to make a pass out there. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up making a rule about that. You can't just go out on the grass and try and actually pass somebody, almost like the double yellow. You can go out there to avoid something, but you can't gain position by doing it. Here they are to the choose cone. Both Almirola and Larson go high. Then both Keselowski and Chastain go low. Then Reddick goes high. Then Bell goes low. Suarez goes high. Bowman goes low. Then Hamlin, LaJoie, Stenhouse all go high. Then Haley, Logano both go low. Then Gilliland goes high. Then Kyle Busch goes low. And Truex comes back down just to top off on fuel. Everybody should be good to make it from here to the finish easily. Maybe if we get a couple of overtimes, then possibly fuel could become some sort of an issue. Closing in on the finish in this one. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. We got 69 people watching right now. Let's get this thing up to 69 likes. Kenny Johnson, who will be treated by our generation like our grandparents treated Richard Petty after retirement? I don't really know. I feel like there's not somebody in this current era because... Well, I think if you got rid of the playoff format that we have, it'd be Kevin Harvick. Because Kevin Harvick would have, I think, 5 championships or something like that, or 4 championships if we still had the Winston format. And so, yeah, then I think he would be treated, like a Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Richard Petty retiring. And because of the playoff format and championships being basically like a lucky draw out of a hat almost, I'd say it almost kind of, there's not necessarily going to be people like that anymore. Anyways, or Kyle Busch, that's a good one, obviously, but he only has 2 championships. Anyways, green flag back in the air. Eric Almirola out front. Keselowski on the inside. Through the guy for restart zone they go. 61 to go from Atlanta. A good restart for Almirola. He's got a great push from Kyle Larson through turns 1 and 2. On the outside, they're formed up just a bit better. Keselowski, though, still leads the inside. He's got Chastain and Bell pushed him. Larson locked to the bumper of Almirola as they go down the back straightaway. Almirola still out front. And now Almirola and Larson will both tuck to the inside to cover off Brad Keselowski through turns 3 and 4. Reddick now will lead that outside line as they come off of turn 4. These top 2 will move back up in front of the top side, and they'll bring Keselowski with them. Chastain now leads the inside line through turns 1 and 2. Almirola out front, Larson, Keselowski, your top three. Chastain surging ahead on the inside with help from behind. He's got Christopher Bell and Alex Bowman pushing him. Into turn 3. Almirola out front. Larson moves low. Almirola covers him off. Now Keselowski will lead that outside line. He is side by side with Chastain for third. Into the tri-oval. Almirola leads it at the stripe. He is pretty far out there. Keselowski's going to have a big run on him into turns 1 and 2. Is he going to do anything with it? Larson moves down low to cover off Ross Chastain. Keselowski on the top side. And Chastain's going to move up. Oh, thought about it. He's going to stay down low. Chastain almost pulled up there to block off Keselowski. It was too late. Now Larson, is he going to go top or bottom? Just stays down low through turns 3 and 4. 59 to go. Now 58 to go across the line. Larson's going to move up to block off Keselowski. Almirola will just continue to cover him off. Almirola down the back straightaway. We'll move up to cover off Larson. Now that inside line is pulled even with Larson for second place. Ross Chastain and Larson side by side for second. They are 2 by 2, 10 rows deep. And it's still Almirola out front, but Ross Chastain is hungry for this lead. And they're still showing replays here. Oh, there's a battle for lead right now, but we have no idea what's going on because Fox, I don't know. They're Fox. But it's now Almirola out front. Oh, Chastain going to get up the racetrack just a bit. That's going to open the door for Christopher Bell down low, and Chastain's going to get put in the middle, 3 wide. And no help from behind. He is going to fall like a rock. He just got stuck in the sucker hole. And he just is going to drop from second all the way back now outside of the top 10. He's going to try and find a hole to jump into. Now he's stuck in the middle of 3 wide with Kyle Busch and Corey LaJoie. And he's going to be able to find a spot in line just ahead of Kyle Busch on the inside line. At the front of the field, Kyle Larson almost able to get the outside quarter panel of the 10 there for a moment. Almirola still leads. Then Larson, Bell, Keselowski, Bowman now your top 5. Bell leads that inside line with help from behind. Keselowski's going to look to the inside of Kyle Larson off of turn 2. Keselowski pulls down to the inside line. Now he leads that inside. Almirola will also duck down to the inside to cover off Keselowski. Keselowski's been making a lot of noise at the front all day, but yet he is still yet to lead a lap. Through the tri-oval they go. Almirola still out front. He's now led for 17 laps. Larson in second. Keselowski, Reddick, Bell, your top 5. Now Keselowski going to be side by side with Almirola down the back straightaway. He's side drafting him into turn 3. Larson going to give a big shot to the back of the 10. That'll push Almirola back out to the lead. And Almirola going to slip up the racetrack there just a bit through the center of turns 3 and 4. But he will hold on to it off a corner exit. Almirola out front at the line. And he's going to pull away from Keselowski into turn 1. And Kyle Busch going to put Chastain in the middle of 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Oh, they're just making it through cleanly. Please don't cut to commercial break. Oh my gosh, they got the commercial break. Oh my goodness. I gotta find the international feed. I gotta get a VPN. This is killing me. Why? Why commercial break? Still just BJ McLeod, Chris Buescher, Burton Harvick, Byron, your 5 DNFs from this race. Then you have Priest, 13 laps down. Wallace, 3 laps down. Yaley, Ware, and Briscoe, each 2 laps down. Oh my gosh, come on. They just wrecked. And Kyle Larson and Eric Almirola are involved. Get out of here. Come on, NASCAR. You cut to commercial break right now. The reason I know it's Almirola and Larson involved, because they just dropped to the bottom of the scoring pylon, and the caution just came out. Oh my gosh, NASCAR. And the 5 is absolutely killed. Oh my gosh. Of course. Larson's bad luck at Blade Tracks just continues. I said don't cut a commercial break. Here they are going for the lead. They're out front 1-2. This would have been. Why can't we see this live, NASCAR? Come on. Oh, and Almirola just cuts a tire. Oh my gosh. And just destroys the front end of the 5. And Larson, oh, that Almirola had gone with the no-tire strategy, though. And almost like Lightning McQueen in cars, just cut down a tire from the lead and just spun out in front of Kyle Larson, and Larson just had nowhere to go. Come on. That is Larson Super Speedway luck right there. Running second place, then a guy literally blows a tire in front of you. Tyler Reddick probably also got a bit of front-end nose damage. Suarez also with a bit of a damage as well. Yeah, really just Larson and Almirola involved. Oh, my. Dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It just sucks. Now Larson's on it. I lost all passion. No, I'm joking. But drop a like and hit that subscribe button. We're 8 subscribers away from 3,450. Yeah, Larson and Almirola, I'd imagine both of their days are done.
Dude, imagine seeing that right before life. Like,
It's frustrating, man, as a Larson fan. Oh, and Suarez got more damage than I thought. It looks like just a flat tire, but possibly more. Maybe a broken toe link. We'll see. He did just kind of chip that 5 car at a weird angle. The free pass, I think, will be Chase Briscoe. Dude, I'm just... Oh, my gosh. Eric Almirola, I'm just... I can't. I can't, man. Larson at these super speedways. Like, he was the odds-on favorite for today's race. Why? I have no idea. He's not finished a plate track in, like, literally, like, 2 years. Who's the favorite to win now? Well, I really have no idea. I think Keselowski, actually. Now that Keselowski's out front, it's Keselowski, Reddick, Bowman, Bell, Haley, your top 5. Then Hamlin, Logano, Gill, and Kyle Busch, LaJoie, your top 10. Stenhouse, Blaney, Gibbs, Cindric, Allmendinger, your top 15. Then McDowell, Gregson, Chastain, Jones, and Truex, your top 20. Then Barry, Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon, Suarez, Briscoe, your top 25. Then Ware, Yaley, Almirola, Larson, Wallace, your top 30. Whew. Thanks everybody watching right now. Godzilla, I know, it just never ends for Larson at these plate tracks, man. Over 1,300 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is rough. This is rough. But hey, it's not over yet. This race has been fairly entertaining, and the field is starting to get narrowed out piece by piece, or driver by driver, I should say. Now with Larson and Almirola out, now we have 7 cars out of this one. With some drivers in positions to maybe steal an underdog victory here. Justin Haley in 5th, Gilliland in 8th, LaJoie 10th, Stenhouse in 11th. Keep your eyes on the prize, ladies and gentlemen. Now with 49 laps to go, the action is definitely starting to pick up here in this final stage. Let me know in the chat, who's your pick to win? I'm going to put up a new poll for who's going to win in Atlanta. We got to put Brad Keselowski in there, obviously. Brad K. And then I feel like, who else? Who else? Should we put Haley? Oh, actually, it looks like pit road is open, so maybe we had a couple takers from that lead pass, because now Haley's all the way up to 2nd. Logano's now kind of finally back in the mix. I really don't even know who to put in this top poll right now. Haley? Okay, I might put Haley in. Okay, we'll put Haley in for now, tentatively. Okay, it's Keselowski, Reddick, and Bowman, your top 3. Okay, next option we'll put in the poll. Okay, Blaney. Okay, now he's back on the lead lap. You're saying Blaney's going to have a charge from the back? Interesting option there. And then I say what? In this next car here, we'll say... Who's somebody that's been in the mix quite a bit? We'll put Tyler Reddick in there. Oops, hold on. Where? Cody Ware? Cody Ware? Cody Ware? Cody Ware? Cody Ware? Cody Ware? Cody. Well, right now, the only problem with Cody Ware, he's 2 laps down, man. That's the only problem right now for Cody Ware. 2 laps down, 26th. I mean, if more guys keep wrecking out, he might get a top 20, which would be a decent result for him. He's currently beating Kyle Larson in the points, and he probably still will be after this race. Currently, Justin Haley, even though he's in the top 5, is still negative in the points. He is negative 23 currently if you were to finish where he is right now. Yaley is, Kyle Larson is currently behind Cody Ware in points and could possibly be behind Ty Dillon in points after this race. And William Byron, also with his DNF, is still 28th in points, but he's locked in because he has 2 wins. Currently, the cut line, if this race were to end where it is right now, Bubba Wallace is, actually, no, Corey LaJoie is the driver on the cut line currently. Just ahead of Bubba Wallace by 7 points. And Corey LaJoie currently runs in the 9th position. Oh, Chastain, they decided to make a pit stop here because they might have gotten a little bit damaged in that incident. They just want to make sure everything's all good. Same thing with Truex. Yeah, so far, Corey LaJoie, outside of last weekend, has 3 straight top 20s to start off the season, and he might have a 4th top 20 out of 5 races so far this season, which I'd say is a really solid result for that small team. Maybe he can get his first top 10. Yeah, he got his first top 5 last year in the NASCAR Cup Series. Looking to follow up maybe that effort today. It wasn't the last time we were in Atlanta. He was the man to beat until Chase Elliott was able to get around him on the final lap. Yeah, so far, Corey LaJoie, don't want to talk about him too much here, but his average finish, I mean, we're only at 4 races in the season to measure him off of, but 19th right now is his average finish, which would be a career best in the NASCAR Cup Series. Compared to last year, he had an average finish of 24th, same thing in 2021, 25th in 2020 and 2019, so it's a pretty big pickup there for that team. Thanks everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Over 400 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Oh, wait. 400 people watching right now. I mean, 400 people in this last hour. I'm tripping. Oh, boy. The poll may not be working, which... Oh, boy. Oh, whatever. Rebel Soul Larson is not happy. What, did they just do it at home as interview? Oh, here. They're doing his interview right now. Yeah, Larson is nowhere to go, man. It's just, the luck at the Super Speedways is just like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And like he's run better at like plate races. Honestly, he's always run fine at plate races. He just gets taken out. Like I can't think of hardly any incidents in his career which were his fault at plate tracks. I think I had like 1 or 2, but considering the fact that he crashes down at every one, it's like always wrong place, wrong time. Even when he's running, he was running basically at the front of the field in second place. Now we got just a whole conversation about pizza dough, real Italian food in the chat. You'll love to see it. Hey, we're up to 3,442 subscribers. I appreciate it. We're 8 subscribers away from 3,450. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Brad Keselowski trying to get his first win for his team, RFK, out front on the inside line. Alex Bowman starts his outside on row number 2. Tyler Reddick on the inside. Christopher Bell on the outside. Row 3. When they come to the restart zone, will be Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. Logano was the dominant car in Stage 1 and Stage 2. Can he get back out front here? Here we are. As they come off of turn 4, we'll have 44 laps to go from Atlanta. The action is picked up in this final stage. Into the Geico restart zone they go for possibly the final time today. Brad Keselowski on the inside of Alex Bowman. He's looking for his first win in the last 66 races. Down into turns 1 and 2, a good restart for Keselowski. Bell spins the tires, and that's going to hurt Bowman's run. And Keselowski's going to shoot out to the lead through turns 1 and 2. Now that outside line is formed up as they come off a corner exit. Does Keselowski move up to throw the block? Yes, he will. Bowman just stays in line behind the 6. That's a big run there coming on the inside. Keselowski's going to have to move down to block off Tyler Reddick, which he will do. Off of turn number 4. Now it's his lane to choose. He's going to move up in front of Bowman. He will lead this lap at the stripe. Now Reddick leads that inside line with help from Logano. Now Keselowski will slide down to cover off Reddick through turns 1 and 2. Bowman leads the top side with help from Bell. They're still saying 2x2, but now here comes Ryan Blaney. He's making it 3 wide to the inside. Down low, he's trying to shovel out Kyle Busch. He's got his teammate Austin Cindric behind him, and don't look now. 3 Penske Fords all lined up, nose to tail on the inside. At the front of the field, it's still Brad Keselowski, and then you have Bowman and Reddick side by side for second place. But then in third, you have Joey Logano getting pushed by Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric. These 3 Penske Fords have slowly been able to work their way back near the front again. And right now, Brad Keselowski is fighting for the lead of this race, but he's also got to keep in mind that no matter what, he does not want to let those 3 Penske Fords get out front. Here we are, 41 laps to go. Keselowski still negotiating the lanes. Bowman leads the top side. Reddick leads the inside. Reddick will try and make a run to the inside there. Keselowski covers him off. Logano had to get out on the gas there quite a bit through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Keselowski's going to slide up to cover off Bowman. Now here comes Logano to the inside of Tyler Reddick, and they're going to shuffle him out. And now Blaney's also going to go to the inside of Reddick. The 3 Penske cars working in unison. Oh, Reddick's going to slide up in front of Christopher Bell, and the 2 Toyotas will work together, and now they'll shuffle out Alex Bowman. So Bowman draws the short stick here, and he's going to drop from second, already outside of the top 10. But now it's Brad Keselowski leading over Joey Logano. And just how long can Brad K hold off the 3 Penske Fords? That is the question. Now Tyler Reddick leads a couple of Toyotas in that outside line. Can they fight off these Penske Fords? Brad Keselowski leads Logano and Blaney the top 3. Then Reddick has a run on the top side with help from Bell. Here comes Reddick. He's to the outside of Blaney for third. Through turns 1 and 2. Keselowski still leads. Now here comes Blaney with a run to the back of the 22. They thought about moving up high. Keselowski covered him off. If those 3 Fords can clear Reddick and all move to the top lane, it's going to spell some doom for the rest of the field. Reddick doing his best just to fight to stay on this outside corner panel of Austin Cindric right now. Brad Keselowski out front still. The 3 Penske Fords in tow. Now they are clear of Tyler Reddick off of turn 2, and they are going to all try to move up to the top side here, down the back straightaway, I would imagine. I wonder if they're going to work with Brad Keselowski here or not, because early on, Brad Keselowski was not really working with these other Penske Fords, but maybe they're going to just work with him, or maybe just bide their time and run behind him, and then all make their move on the final lap and just leave him out to dry. Here they are, through turns 1 and 2. Those top 4 Fords have broken away from the rest of the field now by just a bit. It's Reddick and Ty Gibbs side by side for 5th place as they go down the back straightaway. That's the first side-by-side action on the racetrack. The only Fords inside of the top 15 are currently running 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, Reddick's going to have a bit of a run here on Austin Cindric. If they can find a way around these Penske Fords, then they still have a shot at it. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. We got 80 people in here. I appreciate it. Down the back straightaway. Here they come. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s got a line. Oh, and Blaney's going to move up to block the outside, but Cindric is going to cut down low, and that's going to split up the teammates. And that'll make things interesting once again. Now it's Keselowski, Logano single file, then Blaney and Cindric both side by side for third. Oh, and Blaney's going to get swirly off the nose of Reddick into turn 1. He's going to hold on to it through turns 1 and 2. That outside line's got to run. And now Keselowski will slide down to cover off Logano. Now he's going to move back up to the top to cover off Logano. Now, these two Penske Fords are almost being a blockade off the rest of the field. Cindric leads the inside, and Blaney leads the outside, and then Logano just kind of bounces back and forth between lanes, and Keselowski's just doing his best to cover off Logano. Oh, Gibbs thought about trying to get to the inside of Cindric there into turn 1. Couldn't quite do it. That's going to cause a bit of a checkup there. And that inside line's going to collapse there just a bit, and that's going to hurt Cindric. He's going to drop way back here. Now Logano's going to get to the inside of Keselowski into turn 3. Blaney's going to go with him, and they're all going to tuck down to the bottom ahead of Austin Cindric. That's 3 Penske Fords all lined up together down low. Keselowski leads the outside. He's getting help from Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell. It's Penske versus everybody with 33 laps to go from Atlanta. Joey Logano leading once again. He's got his teammates Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric in tow. Oh my goodness. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe through turns 3 and 4. Keselowski on the outside of Blaney for second place. It's Logano out front negotiating the lanes. He's got his 2 teammates lined up to the back of him on the inside line. That's the most comforting feeling he's got right now. But Keselowski's going to have a good run to the outside of Logano. Logano's not able to block it in time. Logano side by side with Keselowski down the back straightaway. And Reddick, can he get to the back of the 6 to help support him? I don't think he's going to get there in time. Now Logano will surge back out to the lead, it looks like, into turn 3 and 4. He's back out front. Off of turn 4, Logano leads by about 2 car lengths. There's a lapped car up the track from them. That can make things interesting. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Keselowski and Blaney side by side for second. Back in the pack, things are 3 wide there. And yeah, they're about to catch up to the 41 of Ryan Preece to put him another lap down. He's running down low. Logano and everybody's just going to jump up high. But they are 3 wide back in the pack. That will not work. 4 wide will not work, I should say. Here they come through the tri-oval, and Preece will just pull it off and really back it down to the inside on the apron. So everybody's able to make it through cleanly. But at the front of the field, oh, Keselowski is almost able to get to the outside of the 22. He will get to the outside of the 22. Down the back straightaway. It's a drag race. Oh, somebody's poking out a line down low. I think that's Stenhouse. At the front of the field, Keselowski had about a half a car length on the 22. That inside line kind of fell apart there for about half a lap. The outside line's got the momentum. Keselowski leading 3 Toyotas and Corey LaJoie on the outside, and Keselowski will lead at that time at the line. He's got a great push from Tyler Reddick. Now the inside line has regrouped. Can Keselowski move down to cover off Logano here? Now that inside line still falling backwards. A lot of people bailed on it, and that has just killed Logano, Blaney, and Cindric's momentum. Even if they are all teammates working together, it's just not the same as 10 cars lined up to their outside. But now they're 3 wide. They're back in the pack. Once again, things are getting really dicey. Alex Bowman in the middle of 3 wide with, I believe, Ty Gibbs and I think Noah Gragson. Oh, that does not look very comfortable. At the front of the field, though, it's still Keselowski leading ahead of Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, and Denny Hamlin, the top three, all single file on the outside. And Keselowski, for the last 10 laps or so, has been fighting off three teammates in the Penske Fords. Well, he's about to be fighting off three Toyota teammates here with Reddick, Bell, and Hamlin. So the journey, the battle never stops for Brad Keselowski right now. He's got no friends at the front of this field, but for now, he's holding them all off. And look out for Corey LaJoie. He's worked his way up into the top 5. Also, Todd Gillen having a good run inside of the top 10. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Got 88 people in here. I appreciate it. We're 8 subscribers away from 3,450. Hit that subscribe button. Currently, Brad Keselowski leads. 26 to go from Atlanta. Yeah, that inside line has just really dropped back now, but they have kind of formed up. Logano is side by side with Hamlin for 4th. Maybe they'll be able to slowly work their way back to the front. Into turns 3 and 4, Logano's going to really surge ahead now. He's side by side with Bell for 3rd. Just those 3 teammates all working together are so strong. But like I said, that outside line, they just got more numbers, and the Penske guys just can't overcome that right now. Like, the inside line really pulls through the center of the turn, but it's down the straightaways. Well, the outside line just has the momentum, has the run, has the numbers. 25 to go, currently coming to 24 to go, this time at the stripe. Joey Logano trying to get back out front in Atlanta. He has led more laps than anybody else. That 22 car has been out front for 140 circuits. He's going to have to take this victory away from his old teammate, Brad Keselowski. Thanks everyone watching right now. These lapped cars are going to cause an accident. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, yeah, who are they going around now? Can't quite tell from this onboard, but somebody else now going a lap down here on the racetrack. I think that's Bubba Wallace. Well, now that they've gotten around Bubba Wallace, I don't think they're going to have to deal with any more lap traffic. Looking at the leaderboard, yeah, all the lead lap cars are still in the lead draft. Hey guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You know the drill. This stream, I believe, is one of the top 15 biggest streams of the season so far. I appreciate it. 22 to go. Going to be 21 to go next time at the line. Keselowski's going to move down to cover off Joey Logano. Or actually, no, that was Tyler Reddick. I can't even tell. No, that was Keselowski. The onboard cameras get pretty confusing. Here we are. Keselowski still leads the outside. Logano has gotten back to being side by side with Reddick for 2nd, so this inside line is back to the front. Keselowski, he's going to have to pull down to block off Logano through turns 1 and 2. Now off of turn 2, this inside line is surged back ahead. Reddick is falling back on the outside. And it's really just those 3 Fords by themselves and a couple others that have just been able to fight their way back forward. That is just really impressive. They have just so much speed. Hey, up to 3,444 subscribers. I appreciate it. Just 6 away from 3,450. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be live next weekend in COTA. Well, at COTA. Or not at COTA. For COTA. There we go. 4. Keselowski down the back straightaway. Reddick on the outside for the battle for 2nd. Logano on the inside. It's Keselowski just bouncing back and forth between lanes, and then it's Reddick leading the outside with Bell and Hamlin in tow, and then on the inside, it's Logano, Blaney, and Cindric. And this time through the trial, the outside line has a really good run. Logano going to drop back a couple of positions there. Looking at the chat, looking out. Here comes the one of Ross Chastain working his way back into the top 10. After having to make an extra pit stop there last caution. Here we are through the tri-oval. Keselowski going to lead with 18 to go. Him, Reddick, and Bell are clear of this inside line. Things have kind of calmed down just a little bit here. But when the time comes, you know those 3 Toyotas on the outside are going to work together to shuffle out Brad Keselowski, and vice versa. The 3 Penske Fords on the bottom will try to shuffle out Brad Keselowski. Like, he is just the odd man out, trying to hang on for as long as he can. Now, I'm really wondering, will anybody try and jump out and make it 3 wide on the outside? That's also a good question. Keselowski will move down to cover off Joey Logano off of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, he'll jump back to the top side. Logano's got a good run from Ryan Blaney into turn 3, and Keselowski will cover it off. As they come into the quad oval, it's still Keselowski out front, just bouncing back and forth, just staying slow and steady. Nobody is really getting big enough of a runs to really catch the 6 off guard right now. That inside line starting to get good momentum here. And Logano, that was close. He almost was able to get to the inside of the 6 down the back straightaway. Off of turn number 4. Yeah, Logano, he's got about 1 car length clear of Reddick on the outside for now, and that does give him a bit of leeway to play around with to try to get to the inside of the 6, and the 6 just at almost a late block there on the 22. Now Keselowski will slide back in front of Reddick down the back straightaway. And I'm just waiting for somebody to try and make things 3 wide, somebody trying that's back outside the top 10 to finally do something to catch everybody off guard. Then that outside line, they just really backed it up there off of turn 4, but that's going to allow Logano to fly up here. Even though Logano's staying loyal to his teammates down low, I think he might have to consider jumping up in front of Reddick. I think that's how he's going to be able to generate big enough of a run to actually make a move on Keselowski here. Hey, we got 90 people watching right now. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the chat who's going to win. Hey, we're up to 3,445 subscribers. We're 5 away from 3,450 through the trial. Reddick's got a good run on the outside of Logano for second. Both lanes have big runs coming into turn 1. Keselowski a bit of a sit and duck, but he'll be able to cover off Logano in time once again. And Logano's going to be able to get to the inside of Keselowski down the back straightaway. Keselowski jumped up to get that run from the top side, but they're a bit farther back than I think he expected. And now Logano is side by side with Keselowski off of turn number 4. Keselowski, he just opened the door for Logano, this time at the line. Keselowski will lead it by an inch. But back into turns 1 and 2 we go, and Reddick's going to have a big push to Keselowski here. This might get that 6 car clear of the 22 once again. Nope, not quite. Logano is there. Logano is there. Down the back straightaway. They're dead even. It's a drag race. Logano's got help from his 2 teammates. Into turn 3. 12 to go from Atlanta. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Around the outside, off a corner exit. Brad Keselowski and Logano dead even. This lead draft 2x2, about 12 rows deep. Into turn 1. Logano leads by about 2 feet over Brad Keselowski. Down the back straightaway. They're just staying even. They've just stayed double file. I'm waiting for somebody to try and make it 3 wide or somebody trying to split somebody in the middle. Here they are off of turn number 4. Just 10 to go from Atlanta. Blaney giving a good push to the back of his teammate here also. You got to wonder, how long does Blaney just stay faithful to the back of his teammate's bumper? Here we are, down the back straightaway. Some guys that you know are probably going to try to make some noise. Corey LaJoie back in 9th. Ross Chastain in 10th. Off of turn 4, Logano got a good run there, but Keselowski going to shoot ahead back to the lead into turn 1. And they just stay door to door, like they've been for the last 20 laps. Logano and Keselowski back and forth. Old teammates going at it. Keselowski has not won in the last 66 NASCAR Cup Series races for the number 6 car. That number has not been to victory lane in 419 races. And your leaders are about to catch the lapped Ryan Preece and Bubba Wallace. Could that be a factor here for this battle for the win? 3 wide has not been easy today. And here they are down the back straightaway. Ryan Priest will just pull off the racetrack and let everybody go by. And out through turns 3 and 4, they're going to be catching up to Bubba Wallace. And I think there's actually another lapper a little further up ahead. And now, Bubba Wallace will just pull off and let everybody go by. 7 to go from Atlanta. Keselowski still leads over Logano, but it is door to door. Further back in the pack on that outside line, they're backing up just a bit. Somebody bailed on the inside. Somebody bailed on the inside to make it up to the top lane, and that'll hurt this inside line's momentum here at some point. There's going to be a push that just does not happen, and that should give Keselowski an opportunity to shoot out to the lead here just a bit. Through the tri-oval, Keselowski side drafts that 22 hard, and now he'll be back out front with 6 to go. And Reddick gives a good push to the back of the 6, and that was kind of this gap that I was talking about. Now Keselowski's built up a car length lead over the 22, and he can move down to cover off Logano down the back straightaway if he wants to. Into turns 3 and 4. Keselowski leads. Reddick in charge of the outside line. Logano in charge of the inside line. And that inside line, like I said, it's checking up even more. Whoever bailed on that inside really just killed the inside lane's momentum. And this could open the opportunity for somebody from the outside line, like Bell or Reddick, to jump down and take over the inside if they want to. And the laps continue to wind down. 5 to go. Keselowski leads. Reddick in tow, then Bell third, and then it's side by side for fourth. Logano and Hamlin. Now Logano's going to have a big run through the center, turns 3 and 4. He'll jump back up to being side by side with Bell for third. It's Keselowski out front, trying to seek that maiden win with RFK. Into turns 1 and 2. 4 to go. Back of the pack, Noah Gragson he thought about making things 3 wide to the outside. Decided to stay in that outside lane. Down the back straightaway, here they are. Reddick with a big run to the back of Keselowski. You got to be waiting for that opportunity for when Tyler Reddick decides to jump out to the inside of Keselowski and just leave him out to dry here. Here we are, 3 to go through the tri-oval. And that inside line is now backed up. Logano, Cindric, and Blaney. 3 car lengths back from the lead. Here we are down the back straightaway. Going to be 2 to go next time by at the line. Brad Keselowski leads, trying to get that first win with RFK. Tyler Reddick in second. Christopher Bell in third. Then Hamlin and Logano, your top 5. An underdog, Corey LaJoie, back in 6th. He's not content with just a top 5. He wants to win here. Everybody wants to win at Atlanta. 2 to go. How is Brad Keselowski going to hold off Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell? Down the back straightaway. Will we see the white flag or will we see the yellow? And Bell's going to pull out to the inside of Reddick into turns 3 and 4. That's the move. And no, Hamlin's going to get shuffled out to the outside 3 wide off of turn 4. LaJoie trying to barge his way up the middle. Now he'll tuck down low to the back of Logano. Brad Keselowski leads. The white flag is out. The next flag will end into turn 1. Keselowski moves down to block off Logano. Logano's going to move at the racetrack to try to get to the outside of Keselowski. Logano's going to get there. He's going to have a push as well. Keselowski and Logano down the back straightaway. They're side by side. Logano's going to get a push from Christopher Bell. Who's Logano going to block? Through turns 3 and 4. Logano will move down to cover off Keselowski. And Joey Logano off of turn number 4 will win stage number 3 and win the Ambetter Health 400 at Atlanta. Woo! And he dominated today's race and was just able to hold them off that final lap. And LaJoie with a solid top 5 result and getting his second career top 5. Logano, Keselowski, Bell, LaJoie, Reddick, your top 5. Hamlin, Blaney, Jones, Gibbs, and Kyle Busch, your top 10. Oh my goodness. Logano, after a couple of rough weekends in a row, he's going to get his first win of the 2023 season, and the 2022 champ will lock himself in to the playoffs. And he was able to finally just, Brad Keselowski, man, that is just heartbreaking for that team. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're 5 subscribers away from 3,450. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. We'll be live next weekend in Coda. But Keselowski, it looked like he was just trying to hold him off that entire final run, And it just, when it came down to it, Logano able to just slightly outmaneuver the 6 and get him stuck on the inside with no help. Thanks to everybody who watched today. But that win for the 7 car, that is huge. Yeah, it was a good race. Yeah, let me know what you give that race out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7. I feel like it was interesting for the majority of that final stage, but really the first 2 stages were really rough. But now it should be Logano, your new points leader, by 1 point over Bell and 5 points over Chastain. Keselowski currently 5th in the point standing, so even though he didn't get the win, that team has really taken a step forward so far this season compared to last year. And in terms of where the playoff cut line is looking like, I know it's early, but I feel like I got to talk about it. Tyler Reddick currently the last car in by 9 points over Bubba Wallace. And then also Corey LaJoie currently 11 points above the cut line. And then you have Tyler Reddick, or not Tyler, AJ Allmendinger, who is 19 points below the cut line already. And another guy who's struggling early on after that penalty, currently Kyle Larson finds himself 32nd in points and 70 points behind the cut line. A full race and a half worth of points, basically. But Joey Logano gets the win in Atlanta. We'll go through your full finishing order here shortly. Stupid Roofer, you give it an 8. Joanna Keselowski says T-Van. I know, where did Eric Jones come from? I mean, he got a solid top 10. I hear you, ball. Well, here's your finishing results. Once again, it's going to be Logano, Keselowski, Bell, your podium. Then LaJoie and Reddick, your top 5. Hamlin, Blaney, Jones, Gibbs, and Kyle Busch, your top 10. Then Austin, Cindric, Gregson, Chastain, Bowman, Gilliland, your top 15. It just seemed like Bowman was never able to get near the front. Same thing with Chastain. I think they definitely both wanted more from this race. And then Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Barry, Truex, Dillon, Austin Dillon, that is your top 20. McDowell, Haley, Ty Dillon, Briscoe, Ware, your top 25. Then Yaley, Wallace, Priest are the last of your finishers. And then you have Suarez, Almirola, Larson, Byron, Harvick, Harrison Burton, Buescher, McLeod all did not finish the race. And next weekend, we'll head to Coda with a star-studded entry list. Jordan Taylor in the 9, Jenson Button in the 15, which will basically be a 5th Stewart Haas car. And then Kimi Räikkönen in the 91. You have Indy car driver Connor Daly in the 50 for the money team. That'll be a really fun race to watch, no doubt. Still over 50 people watching. Appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed and you're still watching, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. But yeah, guys, we are going to wrap it up here pretty shortly. Let me hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this race? What are your final thoughts? Now, Logano just had that big run into turn 1 and just able to get to the outside of Keselowski. Hold up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yeah, this is the, 15th biggest stream so far this season. I appreciate it. Before we go, let's do the alphabet. A, B, C, D. I'm confused. A, B, C, D. Keselowski's like, yeah, somehow we did not crash before the finish. He's like, it doesn't usually happen, but it can happen if you race respectfully. Exactly. Next week better be awesome, no bad weather. Here, I wonder what the weather is going to look like in Austin. I mean, obviously it's still a week away, so the weather can probably change quite a bit. Looks like it's going to rain a little bit throughout the week in Austin, but come Sunday, it looks like should be no rain, really. Same thing Saturday. Thanks to everybody watching. But, yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here just about. Thanks to everybody watching. We'll be live next weekend in Coda. We're going to try and hit you with maybe another couple shorts this week. Maybe some other highlights from some other things. And, yeah, thanks to everybody watching. I got to go write an English paper. I'm out. See you guys.